Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Ohio State football is just 2 days from starting fall camp and 32 days from hosting Ball State. This hour, the preseason coaches poll will release while AP Top 25 poll comes out Monday at noon. NFL, per reports, Deshaun Robinson of the Falcons have agreed to a 3-year extension worth up to $75 million, making him the highest paid running back in league history. Basketball, the WNBA's newest team in Cleveland will be named the Sirens. Debuting in 2028, they'll be the league's 16th franchise and Cleveland's first since the Rockers from 1997 to 2003. Baseball, Reds host the Athletics while the Guardians greet the Mets at 6:40. Then at 8:05, Tarek Skubal makes his Dodgers debut at the Cubs. This update is brought to you by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. Tickets, sideline passes, and trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register today at roosterswings.com.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner Funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, here we go. Rando Tuesday style, Rothman and Ice. Welcome aboard. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the Loose Cannon. How we feeling?
What up, what up? Let's go to work, man. Feeling good. Feeling good. How are you?
Saw a headline here on Pro Football Talk.
Can you tell me how you were first? You know, as one of my good, I would just like to check on my guy
I'm sorry.
first.
You know what? I took that as a rhetorical, and I wasn't really. I'm sorry. I got to get
this headline on
I got to get better than that. I was focused. I was in the starting block.
I'm just trying to make sure my guy's in good spirits.
I think what happened is when you said, "Time to go to work," like I took that as all right. Okay. No screwing around. Nobody wants to hear any greetings and salutations. Like they want to get to it. Thank you for asking.
Of course.
I got to get better at that. I got to get better acknowledging that.
You know, I just need a quick acknowledgement that you're okay and you're in a good headspace because you got to deal with a Yahoo like me for 3 hours.
Listen,
so just making sure you're prepared.
80% of the people don't care, and the other 20% would be happy I'm having trouble. So, you know what? That's why I took it as a rhetorical. But I saw this headline, Mike Vrabel on A.J. Brown's dislocated thumb. Linemen do that on every other snap. They're not paid to catch a football.
It's a little different. They need the mitts.
Compare the two.
You can't. You can't. I think it's one of those, a football coach being a football coach and playing a little bit of the toughness card, which that's right up Rave's alley.
What I'd love him to say is, I caught a pass in the Super Bowl with a dislocated thumb.
There you go.
Now, if he has that, mic drop, end of story.
Can't say anything. I do think, though, that's going to be a good dynamic between the two. Yeah. Braves had him in Tennessee. We know there's some drama that can come along with A.J. Brown. I think those guys are on the same page about where they want this to go and what they want it to look like. And so when the inevitable A.J. Brown dust-up does happen, and it may not be big, it may be small, I think Braves is in good shape to handle that. Yeah.
I mean, I saw JPP playing with a club on. The human Q-tip. Like,
it has to be an illegal move, right? When you're a defensive lineman to have the club and just whack a dude in the side of the head. Could I do that? Because I can do it without a club on.
Whack a dude.
Like if I have the club on as a defensive end, if I'm Jared Versus here for the Brownies.
I think you I don't know what it's not. It's not like plaster of Paris. I don't think it's made like I'm hoping it's not like someone would be wearing an old school cast. Where you could like head slap them. Can't do that.
Okay.
You used to be able to do that probably back in the day.
Right.
Just ear hole somebody. Right? Didn't linemen used to do that back in the day? So just slap a dude upside the head?
Great move.
Yeah.
Wonder if you can do it with a club. Out there, Tyvis at 130.
I don't think you can.
Okay. Did you find out whether or not you're allowed to go out on 670 with a radar gun?
No, I didn't find that out yet. Didn't find out whether I'm going up on Gobbler's Knob with a radar as the major deterrent.
I'm going no.
It started in the neighborhood, and then all of a sudden, you guys had me out on 670.
Well, you brought up 670 and
670
how
is a mess.
The flow is a mess and all of that. And I said, well, you get out there with a radar gun and clean it up. You want to clean up the neighborhoods, clean up the freeways. Get it all correct.
Come over to my neighborhood and bring your broom, because it's a mess. Movie?
Old school.
Nope. And bring your brooms.
Good afternoon,
it's
TLC.
A mess.
This is your thing. Welcome in. Let's go.
This is not my thing.
This is your thing.
This is my thing in the sense that you don't want it to be your thing, so you needed somebody to pass it off to.
100%.
Would you like it a third time?
Yes, I would.
Because bring your broom, because it's a mess. I used to have it as a movie drop in my
She's
array.
a mess.
And
Yeah,
I don't
can
even
hear
know
it
where it is now.
Talladega Nights.
Nope.
Ooh,
It would be The Campaign with Will Ferrell, Maddie's favorite, and Zach Galifianakis.
I don't
Pretty
have any,
underrated.
I got the actor right.
I don't have any beef with Will Ferrell. Just, he's all right. All right.
I don't know if you dropped a he's all right.
I said he was a touch overrated. That's always been my stance.
Did you add a touch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's got.
said with all due respect, that doesn't mean you get to say whatever you want to say to me. Sure as heck does.
I can't take
Overexposed and overrated are two different things.
I can't take away the all-timers he has. That would
just
be
think he's-
foolish of me to
I think
do.
he's really clever, really funny. I think he's got a real knack
Okay.
for the art form. Anyway, back to JPP and the human Q-tip. You'll ask Tyvus about that. If you've ever played against a guy with a cast or something on, that he used it as a weapon of some kind.
I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if he had to
Anchorman 2 is
defend.
pretty brutal, by the way.
I never saw that one.
There are parts of it that are okay. They reenacted the fight again.
Yeah.
It wasn't a sequel that landed for me.
I think he has right now, as we speak, a top 10 show on Netflix about golf.
Yeah, The Hawk.
Which I saw.
Haven't seen it yet. I hear it's
decent.
Classic his humor.
Just trying to steal from Happy Gilmore. That's what he's trying to do. Is that what he's doing here?
I think it would probably be something of Happy Gilmore meets Tin Cup in a way.
Yeah, because it has to have Happy Gilmore vibes. Anytime you do a comedy in the world of golf and make it a movie, my mind is always going to go to that. Not to say it couldn't be good, but, for Will Ferrell, that's tough.
Oh. All right, so we'll get that question answered about the club hand. We've got Dave Biddle coming up at 12:30. We've got Tyvus Powell at 1:30, and we will kind of get into the Ohio State pre-camp stuff earlier in the show here. I do want to mention, though, that the Guardians feel like they made a big move yesterday. Like, I know we mentioned Joe Adell at when it was breaking on the show, but Nathaniel Lowe, getting him and adding an all-star pitcher.
What is it, Foster Griffin or Griffin Foster?
I'm going to say
I think it's Foster Griffin or Griffith.
I'm going to say it's all-star Foster Griffin.
Griffin, yes.
Yeah, but
Foster
not Griffin Foster.
I agree.
Which it could be.
Right. I'm pretty sure it's Foster Griffin.
I mean, that's almost the all last name, first name team.
Foster Griffin.
Those are both last names.
No doubt they are.
They could also be both first names.
Foster Griffin. How many Fosters you know? I agree with you. I'm just saying how many you know.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know how hot Fosters are in the streets. I agree with you, though, but I don't know.
Can
Foster.
we bounce on over to UA and see if there are any over there? I don't know.
Me either.
Foster a first name. I think it's on the all first name, last name. But I've never seen a guy have two names that could go first and last.
Why do I have like a Foster Moreau or something like that? Is that an athlete or did I just make that up?
Yes, it's a tight end.
Okay, Foster Moreau. Where did he play?
The Raiders.
That's right.
He's the only one we
He's
know.
the only guy I got for you.
The only one in existence outside of this guy.
Foster Moreau.
All right.
With the
There you
Houston
go.
Texas, it looks like.
Nice pull there.
Yeah, I don't know how.
All right, so I don't know. We're going to need a birth certificate on somebody if they say they're a Foster.
You locked into Hard Knocks at all tonight? Seattle Seahawks edition? That going to do anything for you? That getting played in the Rothman household?
What's it going up against? Anything?
Tonight you will have, if you're interested, Schoolball's debut with the Dodgers. You will have.
Is that a national broadcast anywhere?
I believe it is a TBS game, TLC. You will, yes.
I might try to watch that.
You're going to get Dodgers Cubs.
I'm efforting.
Yes,
I'm going to try.
I started the sentence and then midway through, I'm like, I got to give myself a bailout in case I just forget that that's happening.
Yeah,
it's
you might
quite
have some
possible.
chores around the apartment.
Yeah,
You'll get
Gotta some laundry
Schoolball
or something.
in his debut. 8:05 first pitch on TBS, it looks like. So you can get that for about an hour, and I believe Hard Knocks starts at 9. I think it's pretty cool that's a team that just won the whole thing.
Hard Knocks is getting devalued, though, because a lot of teams are making their own version of Hard Knocks just on their own YouTube channels.
Yeah, the teams are very good with their social media content, and I thought initially that I was going to be in more on the in-season Hard Knocks. I haven't really care too much. The AFC North edition was good. I watched that with my parents a couple years ago whenever that dropped. But Seattle, I'll tap in tonight to watch the first episode, the debut. I don't know if I'm going to be every week at 9 o'clock. I'm sitting down on Tuesday or whatever day it is to watch Hard Knocks. But tonight I'll be tapped in.
There's too much football to watch to follow an in-season Hard Knocks.
Right, with just the games.
You got
college
Thursdays,
football.
you got Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays. It's like you got Are you spending your Friday nights at home by yourself?
I do.
Probably not. So then Tuesdays and Wednesdays, it's like you've been watching football every other day of the week.
I'm with you. Tuesday and Wednesdays is my day to turn my football brain off for a second and catch up on all my shows and do all that other stuff. So I'm with TLC. I'll watch this, but I don't know if I'll ever watch the in-season Hard Knocks, AR.
All right, so we'll be asking you tomorrow.
I'll take notes.
For a wrap-up.
Detailed notes for you.
You just
They'll
said
say everything
you're
happening
our
at
guy.
Seahawks camp.
We're sending you in as our representative. Because I may be watching Glam Golf with Blair O'Neill on the golf. Who knows what I'm going to be watching?
That's what
I really don't
starts
know.
at 9 o'clock. What is it?
Oh, at 9?
Well, I'm asking. Is that what's happening on the Golf Channel at 9? Glam Golf?
I don't think that's at 9. That's probably earlier.
What is Glam Golf?
I don't know.
Oh.
It just sounds good.
Oh, you just made that up.
It's like glam. It's like glam metal. I used to tell Bobby about. Hey, Bob, you ever heard these guys Nelson? No, I haven't. Well, come on, man. After the Rain, get into it. Now he loves Nelson. He's like, what do you call this stuff? Glam metal.
And now you got Glam Golf.
Yeah. He likes glam metal. He texted me one time when he was driving and he heard it. He loved it. All right.
So you're out on Seattle in Hard Knocks is what I'm getting
I don't know. You said it's 9 o'clock. I've got to see what else is on at 9 o'clock. You know, it's got to.
An old
You
rerun
can't just
movie.
say that you're going
That's
to
what
watch
it's gonna be
something when you don't know what else is on. I mean, I don't want to lock myself into that.
I think you watching a movie from the 80s would make you feel
Let's
better
see.
than watching the first episode of Hard Knocks.
So if you have friends ever hit you up and say, hey, do you want to get dinner tonight? Do you tell them, well, I don't want to lock myself into plans because other people might invite me to dinner? I don't know who else is inviting me to dinner tonight.
That's a rough analogy.
I think that's apples
That's
to
a
apples.
little different than sitting on your couch and changing the channel on the remote. Like you're not disappointing anybody.
I don't know what my options are tonight.
I don't know. The Big Ten Live is on.
oh, come on.
There's a World Series poker main event that's on at 8 to midnight. There's
All you have to say real quick, AR, is that I don't care to watch the Seattle Seahawks
Sure.
Hard Knocks. That's all you got to say.
I might dip in like you do.
We're not chasing off our listeners by saying we're not watching the Seahawks Hard
Of course
Knocks.
not. We have Maddie covering it for us.
If we confess
They already know. Spider-Man No Way Home, 7 to 10 on FX.
I would like for you to watch all of those, though. I think you would enjoy
All of the Spider-Man?
the new series. I think that
Spider-Man?
started in 2017.
Or all of the Spider-Man?
So you kind of are our HBO correspondent, I feel like.
Oh, with all the Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon.
Yeah,
what else am I watching over there? Yeah, it's a lot of shows that I do watch on HBO. House of the Dragon's cooking right now. I know neither one of you guys are watching right now, but man, this season's been popping.
I was
I'm
busy
Team Black,
watching
by the way.
Arizona and the Padres last night because I made a move in fantasy baseball and I picked up a pitcher whose name I can't even pronounce. And he pitched great.
For the Padres?
Let me guess.
Lefty?
It's spelled with like 3 vowels. and
Adrian Morahone.
No.
Oh.
It's spelled like it would be pronounced like fat or fat. It's
Brandon
like,
Pfaadt.
Brendan
It's like PFAADT.
Yeah. I think he
And I
popped
picked
off.
him up and he pitched great.
I think he popped off a little bit for them when they made their appearance in the World Series
Yeah.
in 23.
Doesn't strike out a lot of people, but he's on it, man.
So you won't be watching Hard Knocks. You'll be watching.
I don't know. I have to move to pick. I may have a move in fantasy baseball. Got to pay attention to. We'll get into day tripping, and we'll talk about Ryan Day and how his team may have something this year they didn't have last year. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Common Man here for my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. Summertime napping season is upon us. What's that mean? Well, that means for me, a little nap on the leather couch. I got the ceiling fan on, but if that AC's not working properly, that nap turns into crap. Am I right? You got to make sure that AC's in tip-top shape, and the only people to call are my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. The message on their homepage says, we care about your comfort, because they do. If you're not comfortable in your own home, they start to get itchy and scratchy. Here's what you need to know about my friends at Care. They've won the Lennox Centurion Award for 17 years in a row. Now, if you're not in the biz, you don't know what that is, but I'm going to tell you, it's given to the top 5% of Lennox dealers in the country each year. Their service techs are the best in the business, and there's not a problem they can't solve, except maybe the meaning of life. They had no answer when I asked them. But think about living without central AC. Mess you up. My friends at Care also have easy online scheduling. CareHeatingandCooling.com. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Warmer weather, longer days, lighter meals, more time outside. Summer gives weight loss a head start. Awaken 180 gives you the plan to make it happen. Ride the momentum with Awaken 180, the official weight loss program of summer.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Common Man and Bob Capace here. So, Bob, you got this ring builder thing on your website.
Yep, you pick the diamond, the setting, customize your own engagement ring before you even come in the store.
I actually tried it.
You did?
It was ridiculously easy.
See, if Common Man can build a perfect ring online,
anybody can, because I'm dumb.
Then book an appointment and we'll help make it exactly the way you designed it.
That's why I always tell people, I know a guy. You too can design your own engagement ring with the ring builder at worthingtonjewelers.com. If I can do it, anyone can.
Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
Build your cybersecurity skills and prep for thousands of open positions employers are desperate to fill. Attend classes live online or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Nothing annoys me more than wasting time. Scotty Vegas here, and I want to be golfing or playing tennis or betting on people golfing and playing tennis. I hate waiting on an oil change, but that's all changed. Krieger Ford, the car buying experience was amazing. The service, just as good. I left my Bronco in the driveway and easily scheduled an oil change at KriegerFord.com, and they even came right to me and changed it. All game changer, the Krieger Ford experience. Experience that at KriegerFord.com.
The radical left attacks law enforcement in the streets, while leftist politicians like Zohran Mamdani, Tim Walz, and Jasmine Crockett slander them on stage.
They mask their faces to attack and murder.
Modern-day Gestapo.
Modern-day slave patrols.
And Amy Acton's echoing her fellow leftists, spreading dangerous lies.
Does this not feel like the Ku Klux Klan to anyone?
Amy Acton and her friends' rhetoric inspires violence against officers with deadly results.
New details about the deadly shooting. A sniper opened fire from a nearby rooftop.
Jan specifically intended to kill agents.
The attacks and violent acts targeting law enforcement are fueled by rhetoric like Amy Acton's, creating violence, endangering all of us. Ohio can't afford liberal Amy Acton. Vivek Ramaswamy backs law enforcement. That's why Vivek is endorsed by the Ohio Fraternal Order of Police and 67 county sheriffs. Because Vivek will stand with our officers to keep Ohio safe. Vivek Ramaswamy for governor.
Paid for by Vivek Ramaswamy and Rob McCauley for Ohio.
Common Man and Timmy.
First we cornhole, then we glory hole.
Then you never do glory hole first.
You have
and
to
then cornhole.
Proper order to this.
Right. Common Man and Timmy Afternoons on the Fan is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We have plenty of sunshine in the forecast here for your Tuesday with high temperatures around 85 here this afternoon. Winds will be fairly light out of the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. On your Wednesday, we're tracking high temperatures into the upper 80s, but also looking at the chance for a few showers and storms later on in the afternoon with highs into the 80s. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Anthony once ran the table on the World 9-Ball Champion. Coincidentally, Maddie is out looking for a Magic 8-Ball. Signs point to, this is Rothman and Ice.
That's right. Big week here at the Fan, Maddie.
Big week here at the Fan. Ohio State fans, Your first look at the 2026 Buckeyes is here. Join us this Thursday through Saturday at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center for Ohio State football training camp, presented by Safe Light and Bob's Discount Furniture. The Fans Live training camp broadcast will be Thursday and Friday. You'll get T-Bone and Tivers from 6 to 9 in the morning. Morning Juice, 6 to 8 a.m. on the Fans YouTube. Bishop and Friends from 9 a.m. to noon. On Saturday, it will be Fan Sports Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you're interested in going, secure your spot today at ohiostatebuckeyes.com. Don't miss your chance to be a part of Buckeye Nation's kickoff to 2026. Gates open at 8 p.m. with practice kicking off at 9.
Coach's poll is out.
Here we go.
First one is dropped here on August 4th. And everybody is looking up at the Ohio State Buckeyes. And it's not a shock. I think you could have had a few teams up there. Mm-hmm. If you were going to go with a Big Ten team, I think it probably would have been Oregon, potentially. The one that I find interesting now is Texas, because all I've heard about is how loaded they are, and they're fourth.
Yeah, so the top 5, folks, is going to be Ohio State at 1, Oregon 2, Georgia 3, Texas 4, Notre Dame at 5. The first thing that really jumped out to me is, what's going on with Georgia? It's been a quiet all season about the Dogs. The other 4 teams around Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, Notre Dame, plenty of chatter about them. But Kirby Smart in that unit, clearly the coaches are looking at Gunnar Stockton, the quarterback situation, the roster around them, and believing that this is going to be the year that Kirby really gets them back to biting the way the Dogs were biting a few years ago.
There are a lot of good teams. So I think this was part of them believing that Georgia is one of them and not below them, meaning that Georgia was going to get like the first right of refusal. But the 2 teams we've heard about mostly this offseason has been Texas and Notre Dame. At least I'm speaking for myself.
No, I'm with you, man. That's
and
a lot
they're
of
not either 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah. So the reigning champs, for those that are curious, they are coming in at 6. Rounding out the top 10, you'll have Miami at 7, Texas A&M at 8, Oklahoma at 9, and Ole Miss at 10. I might as well just rip off the rest of this. Alabama 11, Texas Tech 12, LSU 13, USC 14, BYU 15, Michigan 16, Penn State 17, Tennessee 18, Washington 19, SMU 20. Rounding out the top 25, you'll have Utah at 21, Iowa 22nd, Clemson 23rd, Houston 24th, and Missouri 25th. So real quick, AR, Ohio State is scheduled to play what? 6? Of the initial top 25, according to the coaches? Do I have that right? Oregon, Texas.
You ripped them all off, and I wasn't writing them down.
No, all good. I know. I just figured I might as well do it. But to my eye, I think it's 6 of the initial top 25.
Well, 2 in the top 4.
Ohio State has on their schedule.
That jumps out. Then you got Indiana. So what? 3 in the top 6?
Yep.
And then
USC 4, Michigan 5. And Iowa 6. Yeah. So 6 of the top 22, according to the coaches, Ohio State has lined up and got to go through them. And that's no surprise to anybody. We've been talking about this for a while now. That on paper, this is going to be a grind. But they know that they can go anywhere and host anybody and beat anybody if they're on their A game.
They're just voted number 1 in the country by the coaches. That's huge. That's big. Because the other teams were being talked about more. Not that Ohio State hasn't been talked about, but I feel like there was more hype around Texas. Now, I like the fact that they're not making this about scheduling or whatever, because I think if you were splitting hairs and you said, okay, if I think Texas and Ohio State are the same, but Texas has them at home, I might consider ranking them preseason higher. Yeah. But you're not supposed to consider that. It's not supposed to be involved. It's supposed to be rosters, what they have coming back, and who you think they are. This is not a science. Nobody really knows. Give me the top 10 one more time.
So it's Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Texas, Notre Dame, Indiana, Miami, A&M, Oklahoma, and Ole Miss.
So A&M is certainly maybe a little higher than I thought, maybe a little. Ole Miss, you said, is in the top 10. They're probably right there because of Chambliss.
Mm-hmm.
You have that quarterback, what we saw last year. Oklahoma, you say, is in there.
They are.
They have 9. John Mateer.
Yep.
Like, we know their identity. They're going to have a really good defense, and now we'll see if the offense comes to the party.
I believe the only 2 teams in the top 10 that are resetting at quarterback are Indiana and Miami, with Josh Hoover and Mensa. I think everybody else is running it back with a year 2 quarterback, right? Julian Sayin, Dante Moore, Gunnar Stockton, Arch Manning, CJ Carr. Remind me of A&M's quarterback again?
Marcel Reed,
Mateer, and you mentioned Chambliss. So a bit of a theme in the top 10 as well. And you look at Josh Hoover coming in. We'll see if Cignetti can develop him the way that he did with Rourke and obviously Mendoza. And then we've had a little bit of momentum in Miami as well, right? With Cam Ward and back in Mensa stays in the ACC and gets to lock in with them with some good weapons around him.
The 2 teams that I would call out that aren't in there that maybe are fairly close that I'm very interested in, one would be LSU in Kiffin's first year with Sam Leavitt coming in, the $40 million roster, the whole deal. I know he's tried to downplay expectations in year 1, but they're going to be pretty good. Their schedule is brutal. Where are they?
They are at 13. You touched on the schedule. They will have that game against Clemson, which I believe is a true home game for them. The juicy game, AR, for all of us is going to be week 3. Week 3, they go into Oxford and take on Ole Miss. And you want to talk about an environment that is going to be amazing. And it sounded to me last week or the week before, whenever SEC Media Days were, that he had a little bit of regret. Did you guys talk about that? Some of his comments about he felt like he mishandled a little bit.
Yeah, he said he wishes he would have just asked to come back when they said no. He would have left it alone and not thrown out there that, oh, my players want me back. And maybe some of them didn't. Where's USC again?
USC comes in at 14 right behind LSU. Real quick, I just wanted to say this. If we were, for me personally, if I were ranking games I'm most excited about, I think that LSU trip to Ole Miss is going to be high up there. Ohio State's going to have a few of those, no doubt, with their schedule. But that game for me, like if you give me a plane ticket to go somewhere this year and guarantee me a seat on the 50-yard line, I would want to be down there in Oxford for that one. That's going to be popping.
Yeah, that one will be great.
Yeah.
So the USC one is interesting to have them that high. I know they're decent, and they have a really tough schedule. They have Mayava, and Lincoln Riley is one of those guys that is now finally saying we're here. Like it's been like 5 years, and so now he's saying they can contend. It took a little while.
It's always going to be how high can their defensive ceiling be. Like that's the thing. I've always felt pretty confident about, hey, he's always going to have good to great quarterback play. The offensive production is always going to be good to great as well. But it's about, hey, can you go on the road this year to take out Penn State? You host Oregon. You host Ohio State. You have a road game at Indiana. Where is USC amongst some of the measuring stick games within the conference? And will their defense be able to hold it down at home, but more importantly, travel and go up against Penn State and Indiana is going to be fascinating.
So the fact that I was looking at the odds to see if they matched the rankings.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that real quickly here. All right. Ohio State is the leading betting favorite, and they are number 1 in the coaches. They have Notre Dame at 2 in the betting.
That's been the hot team for a lot of people.
Indiana and Texas tied. Indiana, Texas, and Oregon all tied at 3 at 7.5 to 1. Then they have Georgia at 8.5 to 1.
Okay.
Then the next one is Miami, Florida at 12 to 1. The team I just mentioned, LSU, is 18 to 1. A&M is 18 to 1. Then they have Tech, Alabama, and Ole Miss.
Tech, what are they going to be?
I wish Kalshi were legal so badly.
20 to 1.
You can bet on the number 1 team in the week 1 AP poll, which is coming out on Monday. And so, this is gonna put out in the atmosphere. A lot of people are gonna be comfortable with Ohio State being number 1. And so they're 65% right now. And so if you want to kind of hedge against Ohio State, and
I think the writers are going to be different.
Well, Texas is at 19%. Notre Dame's at 11%. And so you had some long shots that I think this is all based on, I'm pretty sure, just like people flooding in Ohio State. So I think it's like all based on what the people are putting in money wise. So if you think, maybe Ohio State won't be number 1, those shots are getting longer.
I'm with you,
which
guys.
is good.
I think it will be a bit different. I think it'll look no doubt they're going to be in the top 5.
Yeah.
But I think the AP poll will have a different number 1.
It will, and my gut tells me it'll be Texas.
Okay.
They're only at 19%.
Where's Oregon?
14.
Notre Dame?
11.
Mm-hmm. And Ohio State is?
65.
Wow. All right. Maybe it will match. Talk to our guy Dave Biddle in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
So you know your age, your weight, your income, and probably even the mileage on your car. But what's your testosterone level? And is that level normal for your age? If you don't know the answer, Low T Center can help, and they'll do it for free. Go take a free testosterone test and find out if Low T Center can help invigorate your life like it has for thousands of other men in Central Ohio. Get the energy, vitality, and endurance you used to have. Start now by going to fixmylowt.com and book an appointment for your free T-test. Do it today.
Hey, Central Ohio, Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and we buy houses for cash. If you've got a house you need to sell, this is your season. Inherited, behind on payments, just over it? Whatever brought you here, we can help. We buy as is, we cover all closing costs, and there are 0 commissions, period. Just a fair cash offer, and you choose your closing date. People are making moves right now, and we make it simple to be one of them. One call is all it takes. We'll get you a fair cash offer, fast, no pressure, no obligation. Hundreds of your neighbors have already sold the easy way, and we've got 5-star reviews and BBB A+ rating to back it up. Leave the stress and mess to us. We're based right here in Columbus, and we're ready when you are. Call us at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, family-owned. Call 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Matty was a big Browns fan. Scratch that, we mean he's a big fan of the former Browns. Oh, yeah. The Baltimore Ravens. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, we all knew that Ohio State would be a top 5 lock preseason, top 3 potential. Number 1 was up for debate amongst all the rosters we've heard about, including Ohio State with a very good roster. But the ones I've always heard about being just absolutely loaded were Texas and Notre Dame. And then Oregon, throw them in there too. And then, of course, Ohio State. Indiana, while they have a good roster, I think they lost a lot of their weapons. They certainly lost Pons. They lost Fisher. They got a new quarterback, but they've got now a brand that demands respect. But we'll get Dave Biddle's feeling on it right now. He's on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fangus hotline. Bids, welcome back, my man. Happy camp. Where's your surprise meter on Ohio State being number 1 in the first coach's preseason?
Oh, not too surprised. As you mentioned, Anthony, it was going to be, a handful of teams, maybe 3 or 4 different teams. I wouldn't have been surprised if it was Oregon. Oregon's getting a lot of love. It's somewhat of a lazy argument when people are like, they're next in line. It was Michigan, then Ohio State, then it was Indiana, now it's Oregon. We'll see. Oregon's very talented. One thing that I think is an underreported story is they lost both of their coordinators, and they both were really good coordinators. Tosh went to Cal, and then Klein went to Kentucky, and they promoted from within. And that can go well. It also can go really bad. We know what happened when Urban Meyer lost Tom Herman, and he promoted from within, and that was just losing the offensive coordinator. The offense just, went completely off the track. So Oregon's going to be very talented. Indiana, Texas, Notre Dame. It was going to be, one of those 5 teams, and it's Ohio State. So, no, I'm not surprised. And, Anthony, I think if Ohio State didn't reload as well as they did last year after losing so many draft picks, they probably wouldn't be getting the benefit of the doubt this year after losing, again, 8 starters on defense. But, no, to answer your question, man, not a huge surprise.
So, Bids, when you got back home from Chicago and you heard Coach Day and the whole gang up there talking for their allotted time, was there anything that stuck with you, whether it was Julie and Jeremiah, Coach Day, that got the wheels turning a little bit about something that they said?
definitely when Jeremiah said, because he was asked about his supporting cast at wide receiver, everybody's been kind of, downplaying it because they don't have like an Emeka Egbuka. At least maybe they do. At least on paper entering the season, they don't. They don't have a Carnell Tate on paper. Now, JJ's freshman year, they hit both those guys. So you had like 3 future first-round picks on the national championship team. I think Brandon Ennis is going to have a really good year, and Devin McHugh and Chris Henry and some of these guys. But to read national stories, a lot of people are questioning the supporting cast. So JJ was asked about that, and he said, I'm not surprised he defended his guys, but what he said was, this is the deepest wide receiver room we've had since I've been here. And he went through all the guys. He said, you're going to see a different Brandon Ennis this year. He's going to have a bigger role. He's a fourth-year guy now. He was a captain. They really like Devin McHugh and Kyle Parker, the 2 transfers they got. They really like, of course, Chris Henry Jr. And JJ also talked up Brock Boyd a lot. They also have Jaquaden Guilford and Phillip Bell. So he feels like from 2 to 8, they're still really good. I have been defending those guys all offseason, Maddie, but I was not going to, anoint them as, the deepest wide receiver group of the last few years because they've been so stacked at wide receiver. But that was one thing that stood out was with JJ talking about that. And I'll say, another thing that, because he mentioned it so many times, was Ryan Day just talking about Julian saying he has the utmost confidence in him. He's got a different look in his eye. He said that like probably 100 different times, that Julian's got a different look in his eye. So, but definitely Jeremiah Smith saying this is the deepest wide receiver room that he's had since he's been at Ohio State definitely got my antenna up.
Dave, the other part of this is that the defense was so good last year, and it's amazing how much they'll have to technically reload, replacing 9 of the 13 guys that saw 300-plus snaps and 4 of the 5 defensive linemen. Is there a transfer or somebody that this fan base does not know about that will become a household name by the end of the year?
I don't know if there'll be a household name, but I think what they did with this transfer class is I keep saying, Anthony, it might lack star power, and we'll see. Maybe a guy like Earl Little Jr. will be a star. It lacks star power, but it was a really good class, and they filled their needs with a lot of defensive players, losing 8 starters on defense. And they didn't fill it with, like, hopeful guys. They filled it with guys that have been productive at the Power 4 level and are veterans. A lot of them were former, highly rated recruits. Not that that really matters that much now. But the biggest thing is they're veterans and they're proven successful college football players. You're not betting on, like a JUCO transfer or a true freshman. These are 4th and 5th year guys. I think a couple guys are going to make big impact. I think Earl Little Jr. is going to make a big impact. He's going to be the nickel, replacing Lorenzo Styles Jr. And he's versatile enough to move around, and that'll be his main role in my opinion. James Smith at defensive tackle, John Walker at defensive tackle, Christian Allegro at linebacker, Quay Russaw. All those guys are going to play big roles for this team. And the biggest pleasant surprise defensively from the portal was corner Dominic Kelly. They got him from Georgia. He was a freshman last year, second-year guy this year. I thought he'd be like a rotational piece. No, he's going to be probably the top backup corner. So I don't see a star in this group. Even on offense, I think Jacoby Jackson was a really good get as a number 2 or number 3, probably a number 3 tailback. I like both tight ends they got. I don't see like a lot of star power, and I like Devin McHugh and Kyle Parker a lot at wide receiver, but I don't see a lot of star power here, but I think they did a really good job at that 17-man transfer class.
Let's slide over to that running back room, and I don't want to hit you with this, Dave. How many running backs do you believe will be impactful players this season?
At least 3, and then the wild card is Legend Bay. Like, I have no doubt, obviously, Bo Jackson is the starter, and then Isaiah West will likely be the backup, although Jacoby Jackson looked really good after transferring in from Florida in the spring, and he got, all the first-team reps because they were all banged up. And then, so at least those 3 guys for sure, Bo Jackson, Jacoby Jackson, and Isaiah West are going to be big parts of this offense. And I think, even as a freshman, Legend Bay is going to be at least a rotational piece in this offense. Is he going to touch the ball a lot each game? Probably not. But I think he'll be out there, against Texas. We'll get a few touches against Texas, for example. I'm not just talking about against Ball State week 1 and Kent State week 3. So to answer your question, if you give me the over-under of 3.5 that would be, impactful, I'll go over. I'll say 4, Will, because I think Legend Bay, even as a freshman, is going to add that explosive element. I mean, Ryan Day can't really talk about the offense without bringing up Legend Bay, so that's always something interesting. Doesn't talk about anything crazy, but he does mention he can bring an explosive element to the offense. So I will go with 4, Matty.
He's Dave Biddle, editor of Bucknuts on 24/7 Sports. Of course, he covers Ohio State. He's host of On the Money here on The Fan. All right, I'll flip you back to offense real fast. Who's the X factor Is it Ennis or is it Henry?
Oh, wow. You could go either way. I mean, you could say, like, as long as one of them steps up and is a true number 2. I think it'll be Ennis. I thought that before, the way Jeremiah Smith was talking about him. And JJ, one of the things I love about JJ, like, he's almost like too good to be true on the field. Like, we know him as a player and off the field. Like, when you hear him talk, it's like, wow, this guy just gets it. Like, and he's not a BSer. Like, he'll talk about the team. This is all about the team. And then you'll ask him, you know, typically you might ask a guy like that about the Heisman. He'll say, like, I'm not even thinking about the Heisman. JJ talked about the team a lot, but then you ask him about the Heisman. Like, is that something that's on your mind? He's like, absolutely it is. He's like, I definitely want to win the Heisman. Team goals are number 1. Whatever happens after that happens. But he didn't shy away from that. So for him to talk up Brandon Ennis the way he did, and he talked up Chris Henry Jr. a lot, we have to remember, other than Jeremiah himself, all these great wide receivers that have come through here recently, most of them didn't play a lot as true freshmen. Cardinal Tate caught 18 balls as a true freshman a few years ago. He's number 4 overall pick of the draft. Marvin Harrison Jr., I could go on and on. Those guys didn't play much as true freshmen. So I think it's going to be Brandon Ennis is going to be the number 2 wide receiver. And then, you know, I think another X factor is just the offensive line. If Ian Moore takes over at left tackle, how's that going to look? Austin Sarabelt at right guard, I think he's the best offensive lineman on the team. But I also like Luke Montgomery a lot and Carson Hinsman a lot. So I think the offensive line is going to be much improved. They got their butts kicked the last 2 games, but I'm curious to see if Ian Moore is going to take over there at left tackle and how that offensive line is going to look.
Well done, my man, as always. Always good having you on, brother. We'll see you soon. Thanks.
All right, fellas. Thank you.
It's our guy, Dave Biddle from Bucknuts. Hinsman, Montgomery, Siravel, they're all on the Outland Trophy watch list, which is for the best interior linemen in the country. We'll come back, and Joe Burrow speaks, and he knows exactly how opposing quarterbacks will be feeling this year when they play them. You'll hear it next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Want to hear a shocking statistic? Medical malpractice is the 3rd leading cause of death in America. Don't believe it? Google it. And that doesn't count serious injuries like birth injuries to perfectly healthy children. All doctors wear white jackets, but it doesn't make them all the same. Most medical errors are committed by the same quacks over and over again. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Many hospitals looking for more profits are forcing doctors and their groups to be employees of the hospital or be forced out of their system. It's a troubling trend in medicine. People make mistakes, but medical mistakes are huge and often forever. If you believe your child suffered a birth injury or a misdiagnosis or mistake led to a loved one's death or injury, let our team of medical malpractice lawyers examine your case for free. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman, and for the longest time, I figured the less I did, the less I'd hurt. Well, I figured wrong. Something always happens, and when it does, I've always gone to Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. They rank number 1 in Ohio and top 5 in the nation for orthopedics. So whether you're struggling with ongoing pain or facing a sudden orthopedic injury, you can always schedule an appointment directly with their physicians. No referral required. Start with the specialists. Start at orthopedic1.com.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
If you dread dealing with your insurance company more than you dread build-it-yourself furniture that came in 47 different pieces.
Why do I have 6 extra screws?
With extremely vague instructions.
What are these? Hieroglyphics?
Then you might have Insuranoia. And if you have Insuranoia, then you should get NJM. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver. Leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Warmer weather, longer days, lighter meals, more time outside. Summer gives weight loss a head start. Awaken 180 gives you the plan to make it happen. Ride the momentum with Awaken 180, the official weight loss program of summer.
As summer starts winding down, it always seems to happen the same way.
The backpacks are packed, the school forms are signed, and suddenly the calendar fills up faster than you ever expected. Between the last-minute appointments, school shopping, and getting everyone back into a routine, it's easy for those projects around the house to keep getting pushed to next weekend. Here's the good news. Your roof doesn't have to be one of them. At Newman Roofing, our team of value-driven professionals makes the process simple. You'll get honest answers, clear communication, and recommendations built around your home's needs. No sales pitches. Whether it's a new roof, siding, or gutters, we'll help you check it off your to-do list with the kind of white glove service that's earned the trust of families across Central Ohio for more than 30 years. So instead of worrying about your home, you can spend what's left of this summer making memories with the people who matter most. Newman Roofing, built around family. Ours protecting yours. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Sunday mornings at 8.
It's the Fan Call-In Show, presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966. The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
Hey, kids. Anthony once did magic for birthday parties. See, when you say it out loud, it doesn't sound so bad. Back to Rothman Ice.
All right, so the Bengals, as you all know, the obvious, they will get to play the Browns twice. And they'll play the Dolphins, and they'll play Tampa. And if you add those three teams alone, the Browns, Tampa, and Miami are among the top 4 NFL teams whose win totals have been most bet against this summer.
Miami might roll out the worst product on Sundays this year. Their roster is nasty. They're intentionally tanking. They're a team right now that is telling us, without saying it, that we don't care about 2026.
They did pay their running back.
That's about all they did. They're going to be awful.
Somebody has to block for them. It could be important for the Bengals in getting back to the playoffs and ending the drought because of their schedule. And I told you, obviously, everybody knows the benefit of playing those teams. And then if Miami and Tampa also struggle, then the Bengals could have 3 more highly favorable chances to add wins to their schedule. So it's one of those things that the Bengals still have to navigate the North. So I'm not denying that. But if you took all 32 NFL teams and camps and you pulled the latest odds to accurately reflect the current opinion of the teams, of their schedule, the 5 easiest: Lions, Bengals, Saints, Jets, Ravens. Hardest: Cards, Dolphins, Panthers, Commanders, Cowboys. And so if you just take those teams that I talked about, I'm going to look at the odds right now on the Bengals making the playoffs.
So a thing that we've talked about a lot during the Zach Taylor run with Joe Burrow and that crew is getting off to better starts. It's been a thing that's held them back the last few years, amongst other things, right? Especially with injuries with Joey B. But you touched on Miami being one of their opponents this year, and that's going to come week 5 on the road. It's Tampa, Houston, Pittsburgh, Jacksonville before that, though. So they probably need to be at worst 2-2, I think, through that run, through those 4 teams, because coming out of that bye, which they have in week 6, which we don't like an early bye for them, is a trip to Baltimore. So the bye early stinks, but the extra preparation for a division rival, anybody will take that. But I do think they are looking at the first game at home against Tampa, the 2 back-to-back roadies after that at Houston, at Pittsburgh, and then hosting Jacksonville. They gotta go 2-2 in that stretch.
Well, if we took $100 out of the Rothman and Ice slush fund today and we put it on the Bengals to win to get to the playoffs, the implied odds right now are about 65%. So if we took $100, okay, so we'd make $56.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's free money, but if this team doesn't make the playoffs, I know the AFC is, I just think with their schedule and who they are, no one can predict injuries. So Joe Burrow talked about the addition of Dexter Lawrence, and he knows exactly what that's going to mean to the other quarterbacks that have to face him.
Yeah, he got back there pretty quick a couple times. We're going to have to get that thing out. make some blind throws today just because of how big he is. And, he pushes that pocket, gets close to you, and you have to be able to throw around him, throw without seeing. And it gets us ready for games, but that's a challenge. So that's going to be a big part of our team this year. I'm excited to watch it.
This dude's like the mountain from Game of Thrones down there on the defensive line. I mean, he's, what is he, 6'5"?
6'5", 350. Yeah.
And you just heard from the starting quarterback that I'm making blind throws. I mean, that's what jumped out to me immediately when he said that, is that this dude is so big that if he gets his body in good enough position, I can't see the receiver, or it makes the coverage look trickier than whatever it is. So that's the hope. When you give up the 10th pick to acquire a guy like this, it's, can he be not only an individual force, which I think he will be, but can this guy be a force multiplier? And I think he has a chance to do that. I saw this quote from Jamar Chase coming out of yesterday's practice. Honestly, he's been terrorizing practice. I can honestly say that. Saw a video today of, I don't know if it was Chase Brown or someone, whatever running back it was. They thought they were about to hit the hole, and here comes a big left arm and just stops them right in their tracks, just halted their momentum. So he's making those plays already, but this is about all the other pieces around him. But I think when you bring a guy in like this, especially in the middle of your defensive lineman, if I'm Mafe, Jonathan Allen, that whole crew, I got to be loving life because I know I'm going to be walking into some advantageous matchups.
Worst team against the run in the league. They were. It's awful.
Mm-hmm.
And that does a couple things. It keeps the chains moving and keeps the clock moving. And if you have a deadly offense and they can't get on the field, that's a death blow. Yep. And so they have to get off the field, and teams were just running all over them. So they made a change, and they got this guy, and they made a change to the back end. Like Brian Cook, that's huge. Boye Mafe, that's huge.
And real quick, just to jump in, I'm glad you mentioned those guys. Those guys are coming from winning franchises, too.
Absolutely.
So I love that addition of guys that know what it takes to be a part of something that is legit. Brian Cook with Kansas City. Mafe just went on a Super Bowl
run. He could be a
run.
captain.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
It's in the middle that we've talked about, that guys that had kind of some rough rookie starts, Demetrius Knight and Barrett Carter, and whether they're going to be enough.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a 10-win team. They have to be. They have too good of an offense and the league's third easiest schedule on paper. You have to win 10. Anything less, he's gone.
Yeah, a lot of us were surprised he was stuck around.
They got to make the playoffs
cycle,
or he's gone.
That feels appropriate because then we'll be talking about 4 straight years of that quarterback with those weapons not having a chance to play in the postseason. So, yeah, that's probably going to fall at his feet, I would think. Also, wouldn't surprise me if they just let him coach out his entire contract, because I think he still has this year and next year on it. So
I guess if it was a massive underachievement, then you could just dump him. But
the only reason why I said that is just because of how the Bengals operate when it comes to business. But we shall see. And so I've been saying the last couple of weeks for the defense, JBA, just be average, because honestly, that's all I think they need. This is a defense that gets the 15th to 17th or higher than that. Then they're going to be able to go anywhere and beat anybody, because that was the issue last year. You touched on it. The lack of resistance from this defense was a joke.
150 yards per game with the run.
Just get
against
whatever
the
you
run
want.
or whatever it was.
Yeah, come in and
Worst
get whatever you want against us. And the Colston Loveland play against Chicago, like all those frustrating games for Bengal fans and the players, they just have to end. You can't be putting all this pressure on Joey B in the offense. Hey, you got to get to 30 to give us a chance. Like, those days just need to stop.
You can't. If you're the Buffalo Bills and you're horrendous against the run, but number 1 against the pass, that balances out. Like, that's okay. Yeah. Can't be horrendous in both.
Can't be in the bottom.
Let me see where they were in against the pass. Yeah, they were bottom 7 in the league against the pass. So worst against the run, bottom 7 against the pass. And they had an offense that was pretty elite. So I agree with you. Middle of the pack.
Just JBA, AR.
Middle of the pack.
Just get there.
Or be elite in one, like Buffalo. Like if you're
Which one would you prefer it to be?
I like the run. I'll take my chances.
Giving up all those 30, 40-yard passes, you like that? I don't think there's a good answer.
I just think they're just being bled out.
I don't think there's a good answer.
Getting gashed against the run is just, it's
Because think about this. You can get bled out the way you're talking about with death by 1,000 cuts, give it up 5 yards a carry, whatever it is. Or it's, hey, the opposing offense scores in 4 plays, and the offense is right back out there. So
at least they got a chance to match.
They got to get the average in both.
That's exactly right. Hopefully they will. Yep. I think that people are talking about them now. They're still under the radar a little bit, but they're supposed to make the playoffs. As I told you, they're minus 180.
And the thing is, like, you look at the first handful of games that we were talked about going into that bye, there's really one team that I'm looking at that I'm like, the offense has some camaraderie and cohesion coming back, and that's Jacksonville. Tampa's no Mike Evans, their quarterback's pissed off. Houston, CJ Stroud, a lot of questions. New head coach, new coordinator in Pittsburgh, and then Miami, they're just going to be a joke on offense.
That's right.
So the defense is going to have some opportunities early to get going.
They're going to be handed some wins this year. They got to take advantage of it. We'll come back top of the hour after a sports update. Deshaun was asked about his future in Cleveland. His answer next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to the Fan, Ohio's sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
Wait, what?
Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Recalculating route. Estimated arrival time. Never.
I'm Dr. Kandula, founder of Advent. For people with nasal congestion, sinus pressure, sleep apnea, snoring, or allergies, finding a solution feels like a never-ending road trip.
First stop, my primary doctor. Then the pharmacy. Then a sleep specialist. Then an ENT.
What if there was just one destination to treat your problems for good? Welcome to Advent, your one stop for breathing and sleep relief for over 20 years. Unlike other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care. 96% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement. Plus, most insurance is accepted for these effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
You have arrived at Clear Breathing.
How many of you have had your garage floor done? I'll wait for the answer. Yeah, that's enough. How many of you think it looks like crap? That's because it is crap. One quick call to Comer & Cross Concrete Floor Coatings at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, and they can install a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor in one day. A Comer & Cross garage floor is the gold standard. It's like pulling into a new car showroom every night. And here's the best part. It is guaranteed your garage floor will never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And listen, you lazy bum, they'll even take the stuff out of the garage for you. They're all certified uniform pros. No subcontractors at Comer & Cross. This is a premier product with premier results, and they hired a premier endorser to tell you about it. For your quick and easy Comer & Cross garage floor quote, call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or go to comercross.com, C-O-M-E-R cross.com.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Good feet. Yep, that's the line of the season for me. Every day, I slip into my shoes, and I know I've got the support and alignment I need. You know, I hear my buddies complain about their backs, their knees. They walk funny. Some of them look funny. And I kid because that was me years ago. No more. No more over-the-counter insoles for just that cushion. It never lasts anyway. My personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store are stable, they're strong, and they're personally fitted to me. From the moment you walk in the Good Feet store, they're going to take the time to understand you and the needs of your daily life. I used to have the aching feet and occasional lower back pain. The Good Feet store helped me where I needed relief and found the arch supports that work best for me. For more than 30 years, the Good Feet store has helped thousands of people get back to feeling comfort on a daily basis, and I am one of them. So go in, take the free test walk. Good Feet arch supports are immediately available. They are on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City, or just get started at goodfeet.com.
We got a higher home appraisal after we put away our African art and family photos.
Has this happened to you because of race or national origin? Contact HUD at hud.gov/fair housing. A message from HUD and the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Ohio State football is ranked number 1 in today's preseason coaches poll. 3 of the Buckeyes' regular season opponents sit in the top 6, and number 2 Oregon, number 4 Texas, and number 6 Indiana. The Buckeyes, Ducks, and Hoosiers are 3 of 8 Big Ten teams in the top 25, with USC at 14, Michigan 16, Penn State 17, Washington 19, and Iowa 22. Buckeyes open fall camp Thursday morning at 9. Basketball, the WNBA's newest team in Cleveland will be named the Sirens. They are one of 3 new franchises and will debut in 2028. Baseball at 6:40, Reds host the Athletics while the Guardians greet the Mets. Then at 8:05, Tarek Skubal makes his Dodgers debut at the Cubs. This update is sponsored by High Bank Distillery Co., locally inspired dishes and award-winning cocktails. Visit highbankco.com to make your reservation today. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
You have to understand you're listening to Rothman and Ice 97.1 The Fan. It's indubitable.
Second hour. Tyvis Powell at 1:30. So, is it weird that I'm finding Deshaun Watson a little more likable? Like, he's just kind of normal now. He's just kind of like, I'm here, gonna give it a try. I don't sense an arrogance about it. He's talking nicely about Shedeur. He's talking great about Cleveland. Like there's a re-ingratiating himself into the fan base. Now the proof will be in the playing and the results, but there's not this like get him out of town. Like I think
that'll
there's a
happen come the first interception that he throws. You'll start to see that.
Is there a little
off.
mystery? Do you find this? I'll ask it this way.
Yeah.
Can we all admit there's a little mystery about it?
For me, there is. I think the vibe that I'm getting from the Browns fans that I've talked to is that they know what he is, and they're just kind of like, we're good. Like, they're not expecting him, especially now, coming off the injuries, to be like, oh, my gosh, we're going to get 2016 Deshaun back or whenever he was at the peak of his powers in Houston. The vibe that I've gotten is we've seen this movie before. And so I understand what you're saying because you hear him talk, and it does seem like he's at peace with whatever this is going to be. I know he's gotten married and all that stuff. And so who knows where he's at mentally? Only he and his teammates are going to know that. But, yeah, I just as a guy now that's going to be 31 in September, and that's had to go through a lot of stuff. A lot of it is his own doing. Some of it is just football stuff with injuries and all of that. But, yeah, it's no doubt been a clunky ride to get to this point to where he has an opportunity again to showcase that he can be a dude in this league.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just hope springs eternal. Like it feels like there's a chance, but I don't think they have the team wrapped around him to really make him look that good. Now, if they lean into the running game a little bit and he cuts down on some picks and decision making, I agree, there's a big mountain for him to climb. But, you know, when he came out of college, he was a leader, he was a winner, he was an athlete, and he was that guy. And now it's like, all right, his accuracy is running a little more hot and cold. He's coming off some severe injuries, and he's not the young guy that he was coming out of college. But there was a narrative around him, and I've kind of bought into this a little while ago, that they're both going to want a fresh start. That's why I didn't see the motivation in truly playing him. I never really saw it. And then you get a new coach, and it's about winning, and they're in the competition business, and there should be a meritocracy, and maybe the best guy should be playing. But you do have to think about your future, and that's kind of where I've been with this the whole time with Cleveland, is will you be able to split this up enough to really make sure you know? And that's why I'm actually leaning into, if the Browns' plan is to play both, then I'm okay with that.
Not together, though, right? At the same time, you're saying at some point in time,
correct.
Playing both.
Absolutely, because I don't think this has to be about, riding this whole thing out to the point where it's his team or he's our starter.
The only way that happens is if you just can't take him off the field because he's playing so well. Yeah. That's the only way. I'm agreeing with you that's what this is about, is figuring out what the heck you have under center again. And so, unfortunately for the Browns fans, you have to watch this whole cycle happen again throughout a season, and you're not coming into a season. No, hey, man, we got our guy.
Because they couldn't cut him. That's the problem. I think they would have if they could have. Based on the money, it just didn't make sense. And now you've got an owner who's like, I've paid all this money. I've admitted publicly this was a swing and a miss, and now I'm walking that back because I may have found some money in the couch, and I can spend it. I feel like I've already paid him. I may as well try to play him and see if I can get anything out of him. Maybe I can trade him. Maybe if he plays well enough in the first 5-6 games, I can move him if some team's desperate enough. So I'm kind of seeing their plan a little bit. The interesting about it, what you said, which is if he plays so good, you can't take him off the field, or if it's his team and be no reason to upset the momentum, then my usual thought with that would be, oh, well, that's a great problem to have. But not necessarily. Not with him. Because you'd have to pay him so much to keep him, and I don't know if that would be really good money moving forward. Whether it's more into, hey, you got Shooter on a rookie contract, you could draft another guy. You could build this thing the right way rather than giving this quarterback $45, $50 million again. That's the only issue.
There can't be any gray area, especially with Shador, come into 2026. It can't be, we kind of know, but we kind of don't know. There needs to be a clear-minded decision-making process about the Browns' 2027 quarterback plans, whether that is running it back with him, signing a free agent that maybe we're not seeing right now, or being in position to grab what is supposed to be a really good class of quarterbacks coming out. They need to know specifically Shador, man. We have a guy that can do this. We have a guy that can't do that. And there are enough pros on this side versus the cons to not draft a quarterback in next year's cycle.
Preseason will be interesting. I think that Monken's going to play dudes. I think they're all going to get a chance to showcase. Deshaun was asked about this year in Cleveland and his future. How he answered it is kind of normal. You'll hear it now.
When I first got here, there's a lot of stuff going on, as the world knows. But I don't have no bad feeling towards Cleveland. I love Cleveland. Me and my wife, we got our house on the east side, so we're here all the time. We're here this summer. If you ask around, I'm at pretty much all the restaurants. I'm hanging out, so I haven't had a bad experience outside of, just different times in the stadium. But again, I don't know why that narrative is out there that people think that I don't like Cleveland and my family. We've been enjoying it. We've been enjoying our time here, and that if the opportunity shows up, we'll see where it goes.
I'll tell you where the narrative comes from. It comes from that it's human nature. If somebody doesn't like you, you usually don't like them back. That's it. It's if Cleveland doesn't like you.
Mm-hmm.
Like he said, I don't know where that narrative comes from. I love Cleveland. Well, that's kind of strange because they don't really seem to like you. So that's why I was saying at the beginning, it's somewhat refreshing that he's kind of putting things aside. I think he thinks he has a really good chance to win the job, and that's where some confidence comes from, that he could beat out Shador and actually play and then get a platform and playing ball again. I think that when people get that amount of money, you make the assumption they don't care anymore. They've already been paid. Where's the motivation? The motivation is his own pride, I would hope. and the fact that he was an athlete and still is at the highest level at the most important position and may have a chance to resurrect his career here or somewhere else. Like, I got to give him that. I don't think he absolutely just doesn't care. If he didn't care, he would retire. Like, because he had injuries enough that could send him away.
Yeah,
like, he had some serious injuries where he would have said, I just can't be that guy anymore, and I'm not going to risk not being able to walk.
Yeah, because we've all heard athletes talk about how mentally tough the rehab process can be, right? And when you have to go through that over and over and over again, is it worth it when you're looking at your bank account and seeing hundreds of $1 million already in there? So I do think part of it is just looking at who you used to be and wanting to get back to that good vibe, because why wouldn't you? Because you were right there next to Mahomes when you were playing at the peak of your powers. Again, I don't think that's in play for him anymore. I don't. I think at best, we can be talking about him as a top 20 quarterback in this league. And I'm not even talking top half of that. I'm talking maybe the second half of the top 20. That's what I think, based off what he's shown us since he arrived to Cleveland. I think that's the peak of where he is. And if that is the case, I wonder if that would trigger in the Browns front office's mind, hey, do we need to think about running it back with him? Who knows?
And the fact that he would be open to signing a new contract today with Cleveland doesn't really, what's he going to say? I've got to think about it. Like, his motivation is to try to earn the next contract.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people are putting this way ahead because that's what we do, because we're fast forwarding a dramatic situation. There could be a lot of drama. There always is around Cleveland, but there could be even more at the quarterback position because of the way the draft sets up next year and who they are. But the fact that Deshaun Watson would be open to signing a new contract with Cleveland, well, of course I would. I'd be open to a lot of teams.
Of course, there aren't a lot of athletes that are going to turn down millions of dollars no matter where they're coming from.
And sure, Sanders, they did this ESPN ranked, I think he was one of the 37 quarterbacks to start at least 7 games last season. They said he ranked last among them in EPA per pass play behind J.J. McCarthy and Ward. He's inaccurate at all 3 levels, an exec said. I can't tell if he's going to get better, but there's a huge gap between him and competent quarterback play. That's on Shador. Like, okay, Deshaun knows this is his job to lose. I think he believes it. Now, he might lose it sooner rather than later. And I do think that, Matty, he'd have to play so well for them never to put in Shador. And I don't even know how that would be, because their schedule out of the gate's tough, but maybe it's not results like win-loss based, but how he plays.
And I wonder, too, regardless of who the guy is there going to be more heavy lifting for the quarterback to do this year without Miles there? Like, is that going to show itself, right? Because with how dominant he was, you get a couple of those breaks, throughout a game because he's making those impactful plays. Now, if those aren't popping up from Jared Verse, Mason Graham, whoever it is that's going to be, maybe the quarterback now is going to be asked to make a special play or 2 inside of a game when Miles could take care of that for you on defense. I'm curious about that aspect of the Browns as well.
Me and Jimmy Haslam just willing this team to 6 wins. What a flex. We'll come back, and a coach goes full rah-rah. Was it corny or cool? You decide. Next, Rothman Ice and the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Sleep Better Columbus can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Whoa, what's all this? These screens, the food?
All for the game, bro.
Dude, let us pitch in.
No need. I've got it all covered. With T-Mobile, I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet.
No way. Really?
Yep. And the price of my plan won't change for 5 years.
Wow, I'm definitely switching to T-Mobile.
Goal!
Here to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle fast, easy to set up, all-in 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. And your plan price? Guaranteed for 5 years. Stay connected con tu gente and catch every match with T-Mobile. Join now at T-Mobile.com.
Price guarantee on talk, text, and 5G data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Savings based on third line free via monthly bill credits. Internet discount with $15 in monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Qualifying credit required. Credits may take up to 2 bill cycles and will stop if you cancel any lines or change plans.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
When your joints hurt every day and you've been told you need surgery, you better do your homework. Once a joint is replaced, there is no going back. Hi, it's Tyvis Powell. Before you schedule surgery, consider getting a second opinion from QC Kinetics. Whether you're dealing with pain from bone-on-bone arthritis, a torn meniscus, or years of wear and tear, surgery isn't the only conversation you should have. Talk to Dr. Tesner and his team at QC Kinetics about how they use regenerative treatment to deliver relief to patients like you here in the Columbus area. If you're a good candidate, they'll concentrate tiny healing tools within your body right on the spot that actually causes the pain. The whole idea is to give you a real shot at holding off surgery, or in some cases, even avoiding it altogether. And that's why it makes sense to explore every option before making a decision that can change your life. Don't just accept surgery as your only choice. Call QC Kinetics today for a second opinion and know your options. The conversation and consultation are totally free. Go to QCKinetics/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Warmer weather, longer days, lighter meals, more time outside. Summer gives weight loss a head start. Awaken 180 gives you the plan to make it happen. Ride the momentum with Awaken 180, the official weight loss program of summer.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Sleep Better Columbus has been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results and now has an office open in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
What defines Ohio? A place that dares to go first and never looks back. There's no slowing us down. At Jobs Ohio, our mission is clear. Strengthen job opportunities and empower Ohio's workforce. Another reason why Ohio is now ranked the #1 state for business by CNBC. This is what unstoppable feels like. We did it together, Ohio. Our time is now. See Ohio's momentum at jobsohio.com/Ohio's time.
When you first saw her, she was out walking her dog. You didn't notice her at first, but when you finally did, it was too late. Because at that moment, you were speeding. She was out walking her dog and only had a second to let go of the leash. Your foot was on the gas, and her life was on the line. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Morning Juice is now live on YouTube. Join Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Thudoff weekday mornings from 6 to 8.
Just search 971 The Fan to catch the live experience or watch on demand.
The Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We have plenty of sunshine in the forecast here for your Tuesday with high temperatures around 85 here this afternoon. Winds will be fairly light out of the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. On your Wednesday, we're tracking high temperatures into the upper 80s, but also looking at the chance for a few showers and storms later on in the afternoon with highs into the 80s. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Darren White here on 97.1 The Fan.
Bo Bishop is a media legend. We have no idea where the other guys came from. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Anthony once got Jack Nicklaus to quote the movie Caddyshack, so he's got that going for him.
The last time I saw a mouth like that, I had a hook in it.
Which is nice. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Let's go while we're young.
Matt, your head coach is Jesse Minter.
Minter is coming.
It's not bad. All right, that's not bad.
Well, you know, any Game of Thrones stuff that I can throw out there, I'm gonna do
Come
it.
on,
So
George, we're in towels over here. All right, keep your towel on. What? It's a joke. All right, that's not bad.
Seinfeld.
Play his music.
Let's go. You weren't impressed by that?
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready, but
okay. The face he made.
No, I was not impressed by that.
Wait a minute. You weren't impressed that I got a Seinfeld pull?
He gave you the name George.
I did say George in the quote, but still.
Could have been anything.
Yeah.
With this guy's knowledge over here at TLC, all the movies and shows that he remembers, George could have been anybody.
I don't know. When I heard George, I was thinking Seinfeld. I thought that was a layup for Seinfeld.
You know what?
I didn't know the quote, but when I heard George,
You know what?
It just seemed like a Seinfeld to
I
me.
was so impressed. I want to hear my theme music again. Play it, DJ.
Double
Let's
down.
go. Double down.
2 a
on
days.
it.
Out your damn mind.
Listen, the Chargers D was pretty good under Minter.
We're all just DJs over here.
Right.
It's an acquired skill. I don't think you're born with knowing, with like an innate.
Just
like I don't know. I just don't think
your fingertips.
I think if you started early in life, like anything, you could get to a certain level and be pretty good at it. But I don't know if someone is innately better at it than others just by the fact that they were birthed. I don't know. Is there a God-given talent to being a DJ?
It's a great question.
Is there like a musical
There
something
has
in your
to be
background?
something in your ears, the way your brain, the where it
A
hears.
different lobe.
Yeah. Something they have to have something that sets them apart from us.
That marshmallow character.
Uh-huh.
God-given?
Part of it. Part of it.
I was thinking about the Ravens only because when the name John Harbaugh comes up, I am not going to not think about the Ravens.
It's pretty wild,
It's
isn't it?
weird. It's almost like when I was teasing the story about corny or cool, I almost thought we were going to be talking about the Ravens. And we're not. And John Harbaugh goes to, and you'll hear it in a moment, he's pretty psyched about the franchise he is going to be leading. And I sensed this a little bit when Torts got the Flyers job. I sensed that there was something about it. The Broad Street Bullies. Like there was something in it. I could tell when I talked to him, there was something in his voice of, I'm coaching the Philadelphia Flyers, man. There's a little Gruden there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say,
I feel like there was something. And I think Harbaugh has got a little bit of, I'm coaching the New York Football Giants. And Cam Scatterbo is this guy doing backflips, and Neighbors is coming back from a knee injury. Is he going to be full?
He did not get put on the pup list, so that was very encouraging to see Neighbors out there doing some things. I don't know if he's full tilt yet, but there was some chatter out there that maybe he was going to have to miss some time. That doesn't seem to be the case. But Scatterbo doing the backflip at Fanatics Fest and falling on the ramp and all that, it's like, all right, man, let's just chill out a little bit, all right? Just chill out a little bit. You're coming back from an injury.
Yeah. You're not like doing American Anthem here and Mitch Gaylord. We don't need to see the gymnastics. Or save it for the field.
Yeah, after you score a tutty, then do it.
Well, maybe, but you're going to pull a Saquon and...
Well, when would you want to do it on the field? If a touchdown's maybe...
No,
after
I mean,
a first
save
down?
part of the gymnastics for the field.
I was going to say, could you imagine...
Backflip's okay, I guess. He's wearing a helmet and all that.
A guy gets a first down and does a backflip?
Don't think that's too far-fetched. All right, so this was... I don't know if it was his first day or one day or the start of camp. He's got everybody in the theater.
Yeah.
And it was being hailed as like some big, I'll run through a wall for John Harbaugh. And it didn't hit me that way. It was almost like if you have to like light a fire under your team, if you have to remind them, like it was just a little bit of a reach for me.
Okay.
I'm curious your take on it. Here it is.
Welcome, man. Good to see everybody here. You excited?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, a little nervous?
Nope.
Huh? A little nervous? I'm a little nervous, man. You're nervous? Excited nervous, you know? Nervous like you're full of game almost, Nathan. Give it a say kick off. I'm standing up here in front of the New York Giants. The New York Giants. It's the New York Giants sitting in this room. The New York Giants. Wow. It's an honor. It's an honor to stand in front of this room right now. And I know as coaches back there feel the same way, right, coaches?
Certainly.
It's an honor, man. We've been working, haven't we? We've been working early and we're late getting ready for today. Today. Sitting in this chair, in this seat, getting to work, getting started, our beginning. Because this is where it all begins, together.
They didn't know how to respond. That's the problem. When he had to say it. The New York Giants. Like, I almost expected a little bit of, like, Any Given Sunday. And, like, like somebody to say something. Big
Giants.
Blue, the G-Men.
The New York Giants.
New
York Giants.
I wish he would have added the New York Football Giants.
TLC, play that again for, I'm going to put you to a nice little test here. Can you play that clip and then go to the Crickets right after that?
The New York Giants. The New York Giants. The New York Giants.
The big blue wrecking crew.
It's good stuff, TS.
Are you guys alive? Anybody nervous? Anybody feeling anything? The problem is they didn't know how to respond. They didn't know whether this was a back and forth or not. It's like,
yeah, it strikes me as you teased corny or not. Like, that's
corny or cool?
It's corny.
Cool that he is that into it? Or
the speech itself is corny. I do like a coach that is excited about, you know, a new season, being in a new place and all that. Like, I don't want to take that from him, but what he was saying, it didn't come together, I think, the way that he concocted it on paper. Because I think that's what these coaches do, right? Hey, one of your first times meeting the team, getting to talk in front of everybody, you got this speech written up. Maybe it's not typed out, you know, word for word or whatever it may be, but you have an idea of what you want to say as a coach, and clearly he's leaning into the history and what you alluded to. I get to coach after, you know, Parcells and Coughlin and all these historic coaches that brought Super Bowls and good times to New York. And yes, they are a strong brand for the NFL. And so I can understand how he's trying to get him going. It didn't work for me. Don't imagine it worked for Abdul Carter, Jackson Dart, and the rest of the crew in that room either. But that's who he is.
He'll be fine. He's a very, very good coach.
He's been the same way in Baltimore.
I think we just found out that that's not his thing. That's all. And that's okay.
Yeah. This isn't your calling.
That's not it.
Yeah.
Well, you're not Lombardi. You're not whatever it is. Whoever gave the greatest pep talks or commanded the attention of a team or got a team feeling something. Now, I'd have to poll every guy in that room to say, how did that penetrate? Like, did that make you feel more important? Was that cool?
He wasn't Newt Rockney.
Did he? That's right. Hang on outside. Hang on outside. And get him on a run.
My guess is, and this is my guess, I'll have to ask. Maybe I'll ask Tyvus next.
I can confirm Tyvus has seen the video. I just texted him to make sure.
And remember, it's not pregame. This was nothing. This was camp.
I think probably 70% of what coaches say probably falls on deaf ears. Because usually you're hearing your coach say the same thing or similar things over and over. I have to imagine like a game day speech can get you going before an actual game. But throughout the week and practices and film sessions, I can't imagine coaches are getting much response and energy and positivity from their players with their speeches because, you know, they hear them say all those things all the time.
Yeah, and they were in a meeting room in T-shirt and shorts, so it's not like there was a lot of stakes on the line.
Yeah.
But
that's right.
That did have me ready to run through a cardboard wall.
He was trying to remind them a little bit of the brand that they're representing and the privilege it is to play in New York and how this is big time and you should feel pretty damn good about putting on that uniform.
Yeah.
It just, the difference is he didn't say that. He went pregame pep talk. Like that felt like a pregame. Like it almost felt like that to me versus saying Lawrence Taylor wore that uniform. Eli Manning, Michael Strahan, Harry Carson. Like there have been some dudes, Barber. Like there have been some guys.
And a lot of these guys at this age, they're probably like, I don't really care about that history.
Maybe, and
as long as I'm getting paid every other week or whatever it is, that's all that matters. Like honestly, like I don't think
that makes me feel worse.
I don't think that these guys, I don't know, I could be wrong, like care about team history that much the way coaches do. Because TLC's boy caught a little flack when his initial press conference where he was crying, talking about being back in Pittsburgh, and he was emotional and all that. So I do think for coaches, they soak that in a little bit more than the players on a daily basis.
When we come, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, it did sound like the guy who, you know, they're like, I'm not going to plan what I'm going to say. I'm just going to speak from the heart. And then they go up there and they have no idea what to say.
I agree with you, AR. He needed
a game plan.
A game plan and a player or two to hop in when he was doing the Giants thing, the little golf, anything.
That's
anything in that
he was
moment.
Waiting on. That's why he had to say it 3 times because there was no reaction.
It's like when you say a joke and then you have to let people know you said a joke.
Yeah.
Like it's not where you want to be.
Retell the punchline a couple times.
Exactly.
Now, he didn't go full Deshaun Foster.
We're in LA.
Like he didn't go in there with nothing and hope.
What was the SID doing that day? Like, hey, you got anything?
The SID was Homer Simpsoning it into the vines, man. That's what he was doing.
I'm sure you guys don't know too much about UCLA, but we're in LA.
I'm sure I've asked this before. Where is he currently? He's got to be on a staff somewhere, I'm going to assume.
I know. Back in Carolina, I don't know.
Oh, is that where he's at?
No, I
okay.
don't really know.
Got anything, TLC?
According to his Wikipedia, I got nothing.
Oh, okay. So he's doesn't have a job right now. Is that your understanding?
Semi-retired at 46.
Hey, not bad.
We're coming back in 2 minutes with Tyvis Powell, and we'll ask him the question, is there any mystery at all around Deshaun Watson? Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
The New York Giants. The New York Giants. The New York Giants.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kandula, founder of Advent. We know that when you breathe well, you live better. Just ask our patient Andy.
As long as I can remember, I've had issues breathing through my nose. Since starting this journey and having this procedure done, day-to-day life has just gotten better. I'm able to do all the things that I want to do without having to think about breathing. I breathe through my nose. I sleep through the night. I don't wake up with headaches.
Advent can deliver long-term results in about 20 minutes with simple in-office procedures. We diagnose and treat the root cause of nasal congestion, sinus pressure, sleep apnea, snoring, and allergies. 96% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement, and most major insurance plans are accepted.
Best advice I can give anybody that has sinus sleep issues, just get it checked out. Go in and have someone take a look at it. It's 100% worth it.
At CEC Turf and Tractor, family means everything. That's why we're proud to welcome Green & Sons Equipment's Mount Sterling and Marysville locations to the CEC family. We're honored to carry on the relationships Green & Sons has built in these communities for generations while expanding our ability to serve you with more parts, more inventory, and faster response times. As one of Ohio's largest Kubota dealers, CEC Turf and Tractor is growing without losing sight of what matters most: hardworking people, trusted relationships, and hometown service. Visit CECTurfandTractor.com today for all your Kubota needs.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
It's Tuesday, and Tyvis is here.
You have to recognize that one of his greatest strengths is his voice, which makes him sound sexy and smart and sexy and sexy.
It's Tuesdays with Tyvis. We'll talk about the Buckeyes, the Browns, and Tyvis's weight loss plans that he'll never follow up on.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Get 50% off all window styles plus no payments for 2 years. Visit windownation.com.
All right, he's the baller from Bedford. He's our guy, Tyvis Powell. And he's with us now on the Brian Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, so I know you always answer honestly. I don't think you're a guy that usually has to, before he makes a comment on your show or any show, has to say, to be honest with you, because then that means that maybe when you don't say it, you're not being honest. But is there any mystery at all for you around what Deshaun Watson could bring to the field this year for the Browns?
Is there a mystery to it?
Is there a little mystery around about what he might be able to do? Or is it foregone in your mind, he's not going to do anything and he'll be gone?
I feel like at this point, we all are kind of hoping and wishing, that maybe it can get there. But I've only watched him practice once, and that was Saturday. And he didn't do anything that made me think, okay, yeah, this guy can go back to being the Houston Deshaun. Like that didn't seem like it was still there. So at this stage, I'm going to say no. I think his best days is behind him, and I think a lot of people would agree with that. I think with the problem with watching Deshaun right now is that it's just a lot of inconsistency. And if you're going to have a lot of inconsistency, then you might as well just go with the younger guys. You got two of them on your roster that you can, potentially deal with. A guy of his stature who's played in the league this long, it shouldn't be inconsistency, So I understand that he hasn't been there and he's missed a lot of the game and all of those things, but I feel like what's the point of going out there playing some games, waiting for it to click for him, and then by the end of the season, you're going to move on anyways, whether that be via the young guy or the draft. So I just kind of feel like it's kind of a waste of time from what I've seen. Now, again, I'll go to practice again this upcoming Saturday. They'll be in pads. It'll be the last day of install, so a lot of the offense and stuff will be installed, and the chemistry should be there with the quarterback and receivers and all of the offense, so it should look a lot better. But given off of what I've seen, I would just run with Shedeur at this point. The competition would be between Shedeur and Dillon, in my personal opinion.
Okay. So when you were there Saturday, was there anyone that was being consistent with their play in a good way?
I thought Dylan Gabriel had a really good day in the red zone, and as soon as I complimented him, boom, he threw a pick six. So that kind of messed me up. But he was looking really good. But what you gotta know about the Browns right now is that their 2s and 3s. There's not a lot of. It's not a lot of, I won't say talent. It's not a talent thing. It's just a bunch of guys that haven't played in this league or had meaningful snaps in this league. So you can kind of see the big difference from the 1s, 2s, and 3s. So anybody that's really going up against the 2s and the 3s should look good because you got your rookie receivers, Denzel Boston and Casey Concepcion going up against the 2s. You got Cedric Tillman with the 3s. So it's like guys that's there that has a lot of talent, and they're outshining that 2 defense and that 3 defense. So it makes the throw for the quarterback look a little bit easier than what it is. It's going to be hard to assess right now. For me, I'm waiting until they get to the joint practices and the preseason games, because when you look at the 1 defense versus the 1 offense, the 1 defense looked very dominant. And I don't know if our offense is that good, is that bad, or our defense is that good. So I'm trying to save my judgment to when I see them up against another team. I need to see them measured up against another good team to find out exactly where they are.
You mentioned the defense being dominant. How involved was Jared Verse in that dominance?
Oh, my goodness, man. Listen, he ain't Myles Garrett, but, man, he is just as effective as a Myles Garrett would be. He's in the backfield almost every single play. I seen him do this play where he, DeJuan tried to block him. He went inside. The fullback tried to get him, went around the fullback. Boom, TFL on Quinshawn. I see, yeah, this dude is pretty good. He is pretty good. So, like I said, he's not Myles. Myles is one of one, but I see why they were so adamant about getting him in that trade. He's going to be very effective. And then I saw Mason Graham getting that backfield and be disruptive as well. So it's nice to see those 2 guys had that punch that they got right there. It should be very special watching them 2 play.
All right. So do you care who starts the season as far as Deshaun or Shedeur? I mean, it seems like the schedule's tougher to start. I don't know if either one.
Do I care who start the season? I would say, yeah. I mean, it's not like I got this team, as going to the playoffs. I mean, I think that, when I watch this team play, what I see is there's a lot of young guys on there that are very talented, and this team is going to be a very young team. I think that we'll see. It'll be some growing pains because that's what you see with a young team. But I can definitely see towards the end of the season things clicking for them and them actually starting to really make some noise. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for this season. Hopefully they pull it together sooner than later because that obviously will make the record a little bit better. But the starting at the quarterback position, I mean, obviously, like I said, I think you're wasting your time a little bit if you go with Deshaun. So I would just go with Shedeur and then rotate that between Dillon. If Shedeur is not doing well, I would just put Dillon in. So now, boom, we got our answer. New scheme, new coach, new system. If you're still getting the same results, then it's time to move on from both of them. Obviously one of them can serve as a backup, but it's time to definitely look towards that draft to try to get a quarterback if you don't get the results that you're looking for.
Well, T, if you're keeping Dillon on the team, that means you're carrying 4.
No, not necessarily, because I do feel like Taylor Green is a guy that if you cut him, you can definitely put him back on practice squad. I don't know. Unless he just goes out and just kills it in the preseason. This isn't a guy that was like a first-round pick or anything like that. I think he can definitely sneak him on a practice squad.
Before we brought you on, we were reacting to a John Harbaugh speech. I'm sure you heard it, where he was trying to get the guys all fired up out there in New York and all that stuff. And it didn't really hit to you. It didn't hit.
Yeah, it was good. Good and terrible. Good and terrible. I listened to that and I said, what's wrong with this? I mean, what it sound like is, it's just now hitting him that he's the coach of the Giants. Like, to where the guys is like, we've been here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we already had that moment. But it's like, dude, you should have had that moment months ago, you know, like when they first gave you the job. But it seemed like he was just taking it all in at that moment. And I just feel like at this point, we trying to go win games.
Who was the best coach throughout your football career that gave the best pregame speeches or whatever it was? Who was the coach that when he got up there in front of the team, you were ready to go out there and ball?
Oh, Urban.
Okay.
Urban definitely was a great motivator. Pete Carroll made it fun. You know, he made it fun and compete and stuff like that. Urban made you feel like your family depended on you to get this done.
Was there a specific game from Urban that you remember? Specific speech that sticks with you?
Not off the top of my head, but he had a really good way of always making me feel like, Tyvus, your family like depends on you type thing. Because he kind of knew my situation with my sister and stuff like that, so he knew how important the football season was for me, and he did a good job of getting me motivated and making me remember those things before the game started and stuff like that. So, yeah, I say Urban definitely had some good speeches. Pete Carroll, like I say, was good. Kyle Shanahan was young like me, like us. So he kind of could relate to us on a young person's level and stuff like that in San Francisco. But I would say the top two is definitely Urban and Pete.
What was it like? I don't even know if we have enough time for this, because I'm glad Maddie brought that up. Was there a time after a loss that you could explain what Urban was like?
He was, I mean, the first game we lost in his career was with Michigan State, and he was kind of speechless. He was kind of speechless after that game, and he really didn't have a lot to say. It was kind of like he didn't know what to say type thing. Even the Virginia Tech loss, he was kind of speechless, you know, and it was kind of like, I think in those moments he kind of realized, like, I might have screwed y'all on this one, you know. I think, like, he didn't look at it as, you know, y'all wasn't talented enough. I think he kind of took a lot of it on himself as, I didn't get y'all prepared for this game enough. And, you know, he was really good at doing those things. Ultimately, it comes down to the players to get it done, but he was really good at taking a lot of responsibility.
Good stuff, my man, as always. We appreciate it. Did you ever go up against a guy wearing like a wrap or a club on his hand, like a cast?
No, but I was the guy that did that. So
you were swinging it around? Were you using it as a weapon?
You know, if you ever get into a sticky situation where, you know, you can't get off the block, you know, you tend to swing it a little bit.
Because they can't tell whether it's a closed hand or an open hand, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you tend to swing it a little bit. Actually, it was funny because it was when we played Clemson in the Orange Bowl. That was the first game that I debuted, like, wearing a cast. And, yeah, it got into some sticky situations in that game, and I definitely swung that cast to get out of it a couple of times. So it worked, you know, and it was something that was my coach let me know, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? You got a cast on your hand just in case, just want to remind you. So, yeah. Thank you, baby. Yeah. Anyways, shout out to the Reds for blessing the Guardians with some pitching and some hitting. Appreciate that. Free Clase till it's backwards. This season is for Clase. They're going to free him once we go to the World Series. We ain't scared of no Dodgers or no Tarek Skubal. Go Browns. Star Shador. Wrist up. Go Cavs. Shout out to the Cleveland Siren. Definitely got to check out a game. Wish they would have came back this year so we could get Juju Watkins. And who am I missing? Go Jackets. Free Jeff Sabota and Bob McGilligan, and shout out to the crew. We got to get rolling.
There we go. That was an all timer right there too.
He's being served lunch apparently.
Thank you, baby.
Thank you, baby.
I didn't know if this was Russell Wilson after he signed his contract.
No,
or
I think it was just drink your juice, baby.
That's what it sounded like. Seattle, we got a deal.
Here's your juice, baby.
TLC, you're going to have to play those back-to-back for me. Seattle, we got a deal, and Tyvus says, thank you, baby.
Okay, I can have that in the next segment.
We'll compare and contrast. Highest paid in history. Is it timing as much as talent? We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, Sorry for that. The Fan. Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty. Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Warmer weather, longer days, lighter meals, more time outside. Summer gives weight loss a head start. Awaken 180 gives you the plan to make it happen. Ride the momentum with Awaken 180, the official weight loss program of summer.
He opens his toolbox before he opens his wallet and believes you can fix anything with 20 minutes and some pride. He's Mr. DIY, and when he needs metal, he goes to metal supermarkets. Artists, hobbyists, machine shops, maintenance professionals, and welders all count on metal supermarkets for over 8,000 metal products, shapes, and grades. If it's metal, they've got it or can get it for you. Cut to any size and ready fast. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Every year, tens of thousands in Central Ohio choose Columbus State Community College to start what's next. They're earning degrees that open doors to in-demand jobs, stable careers, and real earning power. They're bridging the gap to an affordable university bachelor's degree, avoiding the trap of student loan debt, and moving their lives and our community forward. Columbus State is making Central Ohio stronger. Apply today at cscc.edu.
State Fair food is getting smaller and pricier.
We'll have room for fried cookies.
Okay, you'd never overspend on food. What's your deal?
What's his deal? He went to Metro and got $450 in value on the new Samsung Galaxy A37 5G for free and no activation fees.
Free phone? Oh, sign me up.
Get that more for your money feeling. Only on Metro by T-Mobile.
For your number and activate $40 period plan. $450 based on device discount, waived activation fee. Not available with Metro T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Columbus community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
The Reds are on the Fan's family of stations all season long. If you don't listen, Terry Francona will ride his scooter to your house and yell at you. Your home of the Reds. The Fan, The Fan 2, and The Fan 3. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Anthony used to ski in his jeans? Are you serious? No, he's not from New Jersey. Back to Rothman and Ice.
Oh, the resurgence of the running back. The great ones. The ones that make a difference in so many ways. It's kind of cool to see. Bijan getting 3 years, $75 million max extension. Record breaking. 24 years old. Means a lot. The reason I teased it the way I teased it is that it did occur to me, get your guys' feeling on this, that if they had a sure thing at quarterback. Sure thing. I don't know. How would I define that? A future quarterback.
Top 15 guy? Top 12 guy?
Yeah, if they had Herbert, Nix, Trevor Lawrence, somebody that they have a future with.
Yeah, somebody
future with.
Yeah.
Did they give it to him? They give him all this money? Or is the timing of knowing how valuable he is to their offensive football, knowing they don't have an elite quarterback and an elite passing game? And I think that's what makes it most impressive, because they certainly could have been like, I don't know how we're going to be this year. We don't have our quarterback set yet. That's why I pitch it as, did timing get this done as much as talent? I'm not trying to decrease his talent. He's incredible. But I'm wondering if the timing of it, those things combined, force this to make him the highest paid running back in history.
I'm sure part of that's in there. I hope that's not their thinking. I hope that Atlanta just looked at this like, we have one of the 2 to 3 best running backs in the sport. We're not going to overthink this. Let's just get it done. In my mind, with or without a quarterback in-house, I'm paying Bijan Robinson this type of contract. I think he is that much of a difference maker with what he can do both on the ground, through the air, the home run hitting ability as well. Like, if you're going to pay a running back this type of dollars, the way that Atlanta is now, you better be able to score from anywhere on the field. And to me, Bijan's that type of guy. So that makes me feel better about these type of contracts, is when you're handing him north of 70, as you mentioned, with $50 million guaranteed, $51 million guaranteed. Bijan can score in the blink of an eye, whether he's catching the rock or running the rock. And so I do think that this contract will age well. I think the weaponry around him is going to be, he's in a situation with Pitts and London. Those guys are going to, draw enough attention to where he can find himself in some situations where he's not running into heavy boxes all the time. And so I think this is going to work out well for them, this deal. I think he's going to play at a high level for the next 2 to 3 seasons. And I think I'll be looking at this deal as a pretty good one.
They usually don't age like this. They don't usually age that well if you're paying a guy upwards of almost $25 million a year. They usually drop off after age 26. There's kind of a sharper drop off. He's gotten a high volume of touches, but the replacement value running back and where this goes when you have a guy this elite, it's not easy to replace. It isn't. I know you could do it by committee, but what else can Atlanta actually buy for $25 million?
Right.
Like, the argument against paying Bijan is that the running back is a non-premium position, technically, in this league, and that $25 million a year is too high. Or what was he getting? 22.5? I haven't done the math. Something in that area.
22.2.
But he's the highest.
Yep.
So instead, you have these positions like quarterback and wide receiver and left tackle and edge rusher and corner. Nobody's surprised when those guys get paid. But when you look at the recent contracts around $25 million per year that are handed out at the premium positions, you're looking at players that don't come close to Bijan in terms of impacting the game, to your point of how he impacts the game. Because you always have to come back to that. I just wanted to bring up the fact that I think he impacts. I think if they had a really elite passing game with an elite quarterback, maybe they'd be paying that quarterback a lot more. Maybe they couldn't afford to pay a running back like this. So it all works. I'm just bringing up the timing of that he doesn't have a set dude that you can count on a quarterback right now. And that's a rare thing to have a guy at running back, but he impacts it like nobody else.
Without him, their offense would be in a tough spot.
Yeah.
Very tough spot. He just turned 24 in January of this year. So it's a situation where you'll get age 25, 26, 27, and I think they'll be fine with that. Like, I honestly think this is no sweat on their back at all. The domino effect is going to be up in Detroit to see what now the Detroit Lions do, since Jahmyr Gibbs and Indy, Jonathan Taylor's due for a deal as well. And so 2 guys right now that I think are worthy of other extensions, and which I think they will get. But I think Gibbs will get this number, maybe a touch higher, just to do the whole, hey, I'm worth a penny more than you, Bijan, to play that game or whatever. The Jonathan Taylor new deal is going to be interesting for me to see if he can get to 20. I don't think he will. I think Gibbs will, though, get to 20. So I think we'll be living in a world where Saquon, Bijan, and Jahmyr Gibbs are getting $20 million a year. And I think all those guys, especially Gibbs and Bijan are worth that. Saquon's got to prove again that he is, because when he first got to Philly, there was no doubt he was worth that.
He's a stabilizing force on their team. They need him. He impacts their team as much as anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So if you imagine the situation where the Falcons can find their long-term answer at QB in next year's draft, then you have a rookie quarterback that can hand the ball to him, that doesn't feel like the pressure of carrying the offense because you have him.
Yeah.
You have him locked up. So it's okay. I thought it was very interesting, the timing of it, when you have this guy right now, and he's deserving of it, but Tua and Penix, who did I say, James Strand, or whoever they have, that he isn't an overpriced luxury for the Falcons. This is something that they feel like he's deserving on and off the field.
Yeah, and I'm with them in that.
Yeah. All right, we're going to come back, top of the hour, get into a deep dive, and how Ryan Day views the strategy of the season. You'll hear it next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination. Get Eco.
Hey, Jerry. Remember when we launched our $93 drain clearing offer and you invented the phrase 93 or free?
You know, I've actually written quite a few catchphrases in my career.
Oh, yeah. Aren't you the guy who wrote Bob's Your Uncle?
Yep, for my friend Steve, who has an Uncle Bob. I was as surprised as anyone when it caught on with the general public.
Get Eco.
Well, we need 93 or free to catch on. Our experts will clear your clogged household drain for just $93. If we can't, it's free. And we guarantee it'll stay clear for at least a year, or we'll clear it again for free.
Get Eco, and Bob's your uncle, your drains are clear.
Get Eco.
But Jerry, my uncle's name is Michael.
Get Eco, and Michael's your uncle, your drains are clear.
Let's stick with 93 or free.
Yeah, good call.
Get Eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Hey there, Bo Bishop here. Tired of the same old routine? It's time to escape with an RV from RCD RV. Motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers, they've got them all. Shop hundreds of RVs in stock today. 3 locations in Central Ohio to serve you, or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
When it's time to replace your roof, siding, or gutters, trust matters. That's why homeowners across Central Ohio have voted Newman Roofing City Scene Magazine's best roofing company 5 years in a row. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Hi, guys. This is the Rocket Roger Clemens. You don't pitch in the majors for 24 years without feeling it later. Shoulders, elbows, knees. Trust me, pain doesn't retire when you do.
That's baseball legend Roger Clemens.
I tried the ice. I tried rest, PT, nothing really worked. When I heard about QC Kinetics, the concept sounded promising. Non-surgical regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself without surgery. Sign me up, just what I needed, real lasting relief.
Whether you're a former pro, a weekend golfer, or just want to walk around pain-free again, QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge technology and natural biologics to help restore and repair damaged tissue.
I trusted them with my joints. Now I'm back doing what I love.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
CEC Turf and Tractor is growing. We're proud to welcome Green & Sons Equipment's Mount Sterling and Marysville locations. Same hometown service you trust, now with the strength of one of Ohio's largest Kubota dealers. Visit cecturfandtractor.com today.
Yes, the 4th of July fireworks may be over, but the festivities for America's 250th birthday are still in full swing. Because at America 250 Ohio, we're honoring both America and our state with hundreds of events in all 88 Ohio counties. From historic talks to Ohio-related films to driving trails of discovery. So go to America250Ohio.org to find an event near you, because there's never been a better time to honor this amazing place we all call home. Sponsored by the Ohio History Connection, aired by the OAB and this station.
Attention, Columbus. The new player is officially in the game. Vermeer Heartland is now open at our brand new Columbus location. And that means easier access to the Vermeer equipment you trust, plus genuine Vermeer parts, expert service, and a local team ready to help keep your equipment in the game and your projects moving. We're proud to be a part of the Columbus community and ready to serve you. Vermeer Heartland is now open. Get location information at VermeerHL.com. That's VermeerHL.com. Game on!
When you first saw her, she was out walking her dog. You didn't notice her at first. But when you finally did, it was too late. Because at that moment, you were speeding. She was out walking her dog and only had a second to let go of the leash. Your foot was on the gas, and her life was on the line. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to fund a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. For the first time in 11 years, Ohio State football is ranked number 1 in the preseason coaches poll, earning 38 first-place votes. Also from the Big Ten, Oregon at 2, Indiana 6, USC 14, Michigan 16, Penn State 17, Washington 19, and Iowa 22. Preseason awards, Ohio State offensive lineman Carson Hintzman, Luke Montgomery, and Austin Sareveld were named to the Outland Trophy watch list, while Kenyatta Jackson Jr. and Jalen McClain were named to the Nagurski Trophy watch list. NFL Ravens wideout Zay Flowers agreed to a 4-year, $140 million extension today, while the Browns signed veteran corner Tyler Hall and waived tackle Jack Conley. This update's brought to you by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. Tickets, sideline passes, and trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register today at roosterswings.com.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. Find a physician or location near you at orthopedic1.com.
Final hour of the program. We'll get into the Big Ten versus the SEC in the coaches poll here, bottom of the hour. Camp beginning this week. Ohio State gets going. I won't bury that lead. They were voted number 1. That's pretty massive. Does it mean everything? No, of course not. The confidence is there. The brand is there. They know they have one of the most dynamic duos on offense with the quarterback and the receiver. Defense lost a lot, but they're reloading. Great schedule that should exploit whatever weaknesses they have, if any. And they should be really battle-tested. It was the one part of last year that I think mattered. First of all, you had a young quarterback last year. Very good one, but he was young. He hadn't seen everything. And when he was presented with some big-time defenses, it wasn't all there. They still could have won those games, but it wasn't all there. And now he's got that experience. So you add the experience of Julian Sayin coming back, the Ryan Day, the look in the eye, all of that. And you add the fact he's got the best weapon in the country, and then you add that he's been through already some disappointment, and then you add this schedule to it. Like, there's a lot there that he can build on, but I'm curious how the fork in the road is certainly week 2, Maddie, and if they win, then they go from number 1 to like almost like it's now your title to lose. Like, I think it even jumps another level. If they were to lose to Texas, depending how it is, let's just say it would be a close loss. Mm-hmm. Then it's, All right, circle the wagons. We found out a lot about ourselves. It was on the road, tough team. Maybe we'll see Texas again. The revenge factor starts to come into play. But they can't lose focus because then they'll be going to Iowa in a few weeks, and then to Indiana, and then USC, and then it really starts to build. And I think that Ryan Day's done a really good job of embracing. He's already known what the schedule is, so there'd be no reason to run from it.
You told him earlier this summer, or a few months ago when it came out, Coach, your schedule's a gauntlet. It's a gauntlet.
I wasn't the one.
You told him that.
I wasn't the one saying it. Everybody else was. It was basically, it's a gauntlet. Everything I read was, good luck with your schedule, Coach.
Why even show up?
They are Ohio State. They are now the preseason number 1. Yes, they have a very good, tough schedule. Yeah. Guess what? I think it should help them. Unless for some reason we're all swinging and missing, and this team loses 3 games, then okay. Then we'll find out that either the other teams were better or they weren't as good as we thought. Mm-hmm. But 2 or less, you're in the tournament.
You're probably in the tournament for sure. It's when you have a schedule like this, and you can say the same thing every single year, but I think specifically for this year, hopefully health's going to be on their side, right? Because we're not looking at a schedule to where we're saying, Jeremiah, Julian, Kenyatta, all these guys, they won't be playing in the late third, fourth quarter. That's not the case this year. They are probably looking at a situation to where it's at Texas and some of the other games to where, hey, these games are going to be tight. Late third quarter, midway through the fourth quarter, maybe all the way through the entire game. And so when you play in those games, obviously your star players are in the line of fire a little bit more. And so that's the other part of the schedule as well, outside of just the other teams obviously being better than what you faced top to bottom last year. But like you said, they're built for this. They're built for this. And the one unit that probably cannot wait to get down to Texas is the offensive line, because they've had to take it on the chin for a few months now and hear the chatter about those last 2 games. You talked about Julian's performance. I think part of that was the offensive line not being their best against Miami and Indiana. And so that's one thing, or amongst a whole bunch of things. But that may be number 1 for me, is that unit on the road, to see how they hold up in a very, very tough environment going up against a program and a quarterback and head coach that wants to get their lick back.
No doubt. Ryan Day talked about the schedule and how it actually might be a difference maker from an advantage standpoint.
As long as you're winning those games, you're going to get more and more comfortable winning games in the fourth quarter the way we should. And what does that mean? Running the ball, stopping the run when you need to in the fourth quarter, and then, having the confidence and courage to go win the game with the last play of the game, not, worried about the fact that, maybe we should win a game by 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns. No, we just got to win these games by 1 point and feel comfortable winning them in the fourth quarter. So, when you look at our schedule, it's going to play out that way, and certainly on the road. And these that first game, or the game 2 at Texas, is going to be a monster. That Iowa game on the road at Iowa, at Indiana. I mean, these environments are going to be really loud, and what a great way to challenge our guys and to get calloused and get tough and become road warriors early in the season.
He's right. I hope it works for him. Where it didn't work for him last year, my take only, is that I don't think he was that confident in what he just said last year at the end. I don't think kicking that field goal against Indiana was the right choice. Now, it's about winning the game and tying the game and maybe getting the ball back and putting the pressure on Indiana. I always said the difference for me was that while you want to win that game didn't have the penalty attached to it that a loss usually does. You're still going into the tournament. They still did. And winning it was so important. And I don't think he had the confidence to lean into that. Well, clearly he had the confidence in his defense, because it would be counterintuitive to kick that field goal, try to tie the game, and then feel like your defense couldn't stop Indiana. It was a low-scoring game. That's why he played it. So I'm not killing him for that. He was situationally, I think he was playing, hey, this is a very, very poor offensive game. Yeah. Very good defensive game. Let me tie it. Let me see if I can get into overtime. The difference is there was about 3 minutes to go, not 30 seconds. And he still would have had to stop Indiana anyway. So my feeling at the time was, even if you tie it, you have to stop them. So my feeling at the time was, go for it. Try to take the lead. It wasn't like it was 4th and 12. Like, try to take the lead. And then then all the pressure's on them. And then the other thing it would have done, it would have made Indiana have to score a touchdown to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
And so my point in all of this is that I don't believe that he felt that sure of himself at the end of the year with this team because they had not faced what he thinks he's going to face this year. And if they get through this gauntlet at the end, then all of a sudden he can lean back. I just don't think he had anything to lean back on. I gave you my analogy with the Blue Jackets when they were on fire and they were the hottest team in the league. And then they went through the slump at the end of the league. They had nothing to lean back on. We've been through this. Yeah. We've gone through slumps together with Rick. They didn't know. And once it went the wrong way, it stayed the wrong way.
You got to have time on task. Whether you're a coach, whether you're a player, whether you're a DJ or a producer like TLC, you got to have time on task doing the job to get the confidence that you can do this, do that when the time calls for it. And so for Coach Day, I'm sure he's still, hey, on the fly against this team, that defense, whatever it may be, I can go to this, I can't go to that. Specifically for Julian, I think that's going to show itself this season. His decision making. Is he going to have more, veto power at the line of scrimmage to go to this play or whatever it may be? I think all of that happens when you have to go through what a quarterback and a coach and a team went through late in the season the way that they did a year ago. And so if this was a year one quarterback looking at this schedule and having to go to USC and Indiana and Texas, and be like, okay, this may get a little weird, may get strange, but I do think that's what we're going to see from Julian is from the neck up, man. Things are going to slow down for him. And it just felt like in those two games specifically, things were really sped up, and it's understandable because he's never played or had to play at that level consistently the way that he was asked to at the time. But I think he can correct that wrong this season.
Yeah, I think we all believed, and rightfully so, that after his debut of beating number one Texas, and it wasn't even like he outdueled Arch. Right. They both had low, but it was the win. It was the fact that he was a freshman and came in and won, and his first year, and he won that game. I think everybody thought, okay, check the box, just won the big game. And then he hadn't really faced that until on the road at Michigan. What did he do? Beat Michigan on the road after throwing an early pick. Like his mind, he could have been doing mental gymnastics, and he didn't.
Right.
Like he showed a lot. Like it's right there. That's why I think Ryan Day is really excited about what he brings back to the table in year two. Because just because he lost to Indiana and lost to Miami and threw a pick six and all that, didn't make the season a lost season. It could have been something really cool because they could have gone all the way and won it again.
And I don't think that pick six is on him.
Technically, it wasn't because the timing of that play, that ball has to be out of his hands. And if it's not.
I didn't love Jeremiah's effort on that play.
No.
I don't know what happened there, whether he didn't get the right play call or whatever it was. That play, I'm not going to put on Julian. I think Jeremiah, hey, you got to block that dude. Like, we need you to block this guy, whatever it was. And so all of that stuff, I think you put in one pot to have them go to an all season, be more motivated, get better physically, mentally, and all of that. Now I think the leaders, Coach Day, Jeremiah, Julian, are going to be ready to take this team on the road to tough environments and answer those calls.
Reliving that is rough because that's what Ryan Day talked about, putting them in the hole that game. And it was something they crawled out of. And then, they took a horrible penalty, misaligning on a punt when they had all the momentum. But it was one of those things where, I actually brought up the play again, and I don't even know if I'm really technically. You'd have to talk to Jeremiah Smith and say exactly what your assignment, because he looks like he's taking his guy left. His defender never went with him. He never got the guy to go anywhere, and I think that surprised him. That's my point. Like his assignment was certainly probably to block because it was setting up as a screen. It was set up as a screen. And maybe the error was that he thought that he commanded so much that if I go left, his instincts have to take him with me. And that defender was so good at reading that play, you have to tip your hat. All right, come back, and we've got another quarterback and the bounce back, and will it actually happen? Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling, and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING. State Fair food is getting smaller and pricier. We'll have room for fried cookies. Okay, you never overspend on food. What's your deal?
What's his deal? He went to Metro and got $450 in value on the new Samsung Galaxy A37 5G for free and no activation fees.
Free phone? Oh, sign me up.
Get that more for your money feeling. Only on Metro by T-Mobile.
For your number and activate $40 period plan. $450 based on device discount, waived activation fee. Not available if with Metro T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Common Man and Timmy has been voted the dumbest show in America.
What size pant are you in? That's a Puma pants, and you know that it's wrong. It's a 38.
Here's a comment from a real listener. I just started listening to the stupid show. It's minimal sports discussion with large amounts of absolute nonsense.
Why don't you just put on a sundress and sashay around the town square?
Common Man and Timmy reaching new heights of stupid. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on The Fan, Ohio's nonsense destination.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
What does it mean to live here, serve here in the Ohio Army National Guard?
It means I can attend college full-time and not have to take out student loans to pay for my tuition.
It means I can work my civilian job during the week and support my state and nation in times of need.
You too can live here, serve here as a member of the Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service with full-time benefits at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Warmer weather, longer days, lighter meals, more time outside. Summer gives weight loss a head start. Awaken 180 gives you the plan to make it happen. Ride the momentum with Awaken 180, the official weight loss program of summer.
Sometimes a girl in my class doesn't bring anything to eat for lunch.
The truth is, in America, 1 in 5 kids worry about their next meal.
I want everybody to have yummy food.
So do we. That's why Kroger donates surplus fresh food from our shelves to your local food bank. We've provided over 3.5 billion meals through our Zero Hunger, Zero Waste plan. Visit Kroger.com to see how you can help fight hunger and waste in our community.
Because nobody should have an empty tummy.
What defines Ohio? A place that dares to go first and never looks back. There's no slowing us down. At Jobs Ohio, our mission is clear. Strengthen job opportunities and empower Ohio's workforce. Another reason why Ohio is now ranked the #1 state for business by CNBC. This is what unstoppable feels like. We did it together, Ohio. Our time is now. See Ohio's momentum at jobsohio.com/Ohio's time.
Helping a new driver get ready for their road test? Here's a convenient new way to make the most of your 50 hours of required practice driving time. The Road Ready Ohio app, available now at no cost to new drivers and their families. Road Ready Ohio keeps track of your driving experience together, providing feedback and safe driving tips. It even generates the documentation you need for the Ohio BMV. The Road Ready Ohio app, free to download in the Apple and Google App Stores.
Common Man and Timmy are putting together a hangout at the radio station for a small amount of listeners. Pizza will be involved. Ping pong, too. Lots of inappropriate conversation. And don't forget, pin the tail on Teddy. Tell Man and Timmy why you're the perfect guest by emailing goodcleanboy@gmail.com.
Presented by Billiards Plus and sponsored by Paisano Peppers.
The event takes place Thursday, August 13th, and all email submissions must be in by August 10th. Enter today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We have plenty of sunshine in the forecast here for your Tuesday with high temperatures around 85 here this afternoon. Winds will be fairly light out of the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. On your Wednesday, we're tracking high temperatures into the upper 80s, but also looking at the chance for a few showers and storms later on in the afternoon with highs into the 80s. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Maddie, you know, we're somewhat thinking about fantasy football.
Oh, Reimer came in here during one of the breaks and was asking us about one of his keeper leagues. So, yeah, it's in the atmosphere. I set the date for the fantasy league for the homies, so that's going to be the Monday of week 1, because I believe the first game this year is on a Wednesday. I believe.
It's definitely Wednesday.
So, yeah, I got a fantasy draft set, AR, for September, whatever that is. 7th, whatever that day is.
And asking us about some 15th ranked running back in a keeper league.
Where you guys rank Javonte Williams?
Keep this. Like, come on.
Hey, man, but that's it. Football is in the air. So you got to start thinking about all this stuff. What guys you want in fantasy, what guys you don't want, you know?
There's a very interesting quarterback.
Okay.
Not interesting that he could, like, fall hard in the draft. Just how high would he go? And that would be Jaden Daniels. And the bounce back. So 7 starts, 3 serious injuries. I mean, this was a really weird. He's back. He's healthy. He's focused on bouncing back. But a lot of injuries. What were they, 5? They have 5 wins?
That feels
it was bad.
Can you remind me if you have it, or did you just remember, like, what were the injuries? With ribs? One of them, or?
Oh, yeah, and then he cracked another one.
That's what I thought. Okay. I thought I remember something about the riblets from last year. But
wasn't there like a nasty elbow injury or something?
Yes, I remember.
Like
now that you said that.
Yeah, dislocated.
Yeah.
Had a hammy, had a knee issue.
So he went through it.
Yeah.
He went through it last year. That was part of the, not doubt about him coming out of college, but it was just the questions about his frame, right? And would he be able to...
He added some muscle.
Yeah, he did. And would he be able to sustain the hits and the heavy workload that is the NFL and all of that stuff? And so that's my only question about him is, are we going to be seeing a lot of Jaden Daniels? Because if we do, I do think he can be a dude in this league.
I mean, he's shown that. It's just how long can you keep that up for? So it says here he was listed at 210 on the first roster handed out. And I got to tell you, it's about the same he weighed last year.
Yeah. 220. About 215, 220, you know?
Well, can you get him there?
That's the question. Yeah. That's the question. So I know, TLC, you got some sound lined up for us about Jaden Daniels. You got cooked up over there, DJ.
Here, this is from Get Up.
What do you got, Marshmallow?
Yeah, exactly. This would be Gerald McCoy and I think Jason McCourty, but it might be Devin. I don't know which one because they look the exact same. I think Jason is the one who's working at ESPN, so they were discussing JD5.
The problem it lies in what he just said is that after his rookie year, he was coined a top 5, top 7 quarterback after doing it once.
Right.
This is why I don't crown people so early, because I need to see it more than once. So he has to get back to that form or even better than what he did his rookie year, because you could argue he had the best rookie season we've ever seen out of a quarterback.
He did.
But where they sit right now, they sit 3rd or 4th in their own division. So you got to beat these teams first, and I just don't know what he will be. That's yet to be seen.
There's been so much talk about the new offense that Caleb Williams has learned and all that kind of stuff. Those are the 2 players that will always be compared to each other, right? Caleb and then Jaden. Jaden had the great rookie year. Caleb had the great second year. We haven't talked as much about Jaden that Jeremy is talking about here. Gaining some weight, playing more from under center. What are you thinking about him?
I think he's going to have a bounce back year. I think we're going to see the 2024 version and him better from even that standpoint. He didn't play last year. Like, that's why we're not talking about him, because he was injured. It's not like he got out there on the field and just stunk it up and regressed to some unbelievable state. He wasn't out there. He wasn't healthy. So now what Jeremy mentioned, them getting under center, running more of a pro-style offense, but still the dynamic athlete that he is. We watched him take a team to the NFC Championship game that wasn't much improved from the year before. Right. The only thing they added was him. So with him healthy and getting back out there in a new offense, I think this team, yes, I agree with you, 3rd in our division, because we haven't yet seen what Jaden Daniels in year 3 is going to look like.
So this time last year, I was just going to say, this time last year with all the quarterback lists, a lot of it was the core four, so to speak, with Burrow and Mahomes and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, and kind of like whichever variation of those four you wanted. A lot of people did have Jaden Daniels at number 5.
Mm-hmm. When you said core four, you know where my mind went.
Yeah,
freaking Love Island. That was Jason McCourty. So Jason McCourty is the one at ESPN. It looks like he'll probably take the Ryan Clark minutes because he's going to be McCourty on Monday Night Countdown and all that stuff.
And then Devin is on NBC.
Yes.
WNBC.
WNBC. I don't know if I could draft him.
NBC.
I don't know if I could do it. But he's right there. All right, so you're on the board. You need a quarterback.
Okay.
I'm going to give you some alternatives.
All right, hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
And you could say. All right?
Yep.
Jalen Hurts.
So this is this quarterback or Jaden?
Yeah.
This is the game we're playing?
You're ready to take a quarterback. You have to take one.
And just to make sure I'm clear, AR, is this real life football or fantasy football?
Fantasy.
I want Jaden Daniels.
I want Jalen Hurts. Give me those 1-yard touchdown runs.
Does he still get as many as he used to?
How many did he have last year?
Yeah.
I think we're scaling down a little bit on that TLC.
Yeah, once his boy left him.
Just a tick.
Once his boy left him, the guy that could plow the line.
Oh,
Jason Kelce?
Yeah.
Well,
that's a no good.
Jalen Hurts last year, it was 8 rushing touchdowns. But the 3 years before that, it was 13, 15, 14.
So. You mean when I had him?
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't equal a title?
So I would rather have Jaden Daniels over Jalen Hurts.
Caleb Williams.
How about you, though, real quick? Who would you rather have?
I would roll the dice on Jaden.
Yeah.
What about Caleb?
Jaden.
That's where I might take Caleb.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence.
Jaden.
Trevor did me right last year.
Drake May.
By the way, there is your number one regression candidate, no matter what Ben Johnson says, is New England.
Tougher schedule, but they got AJ.
Mm-hmm. Would I rather have Drake May or Jaden Daniels?
Yes, as your fantasy quarterback this year.
Probably.
I'm taking Drake.
This is tough for me. Because I'm thinking about all the other stuff that comes along with Jaden's passing stuff. And Drake May offers some of that, too, so I don't want to shortchange him.
Kind of why I threw Caleb in there and Trevor. I was trying to find quarterbacks that could give you a little running upside. That you wouldn't say, okay, I can't take him. He's just a straight pocket guy.
Jaden, his rookie year, was 891 yards on the ground.
I had him.
6 touchdowns.
Wow. Brutal.
I'd probably take Jaden Daniels still.
So there are technically only 3 quarterbacks you would draft ahead of him.
Josh, Lamar, Joe.
Yeah.
In fantasy. Yeah.
And I don't even know if you would take Joe over him.
Probably not. I'd probably take Jaden Daniels just because of the rushing upside in fantasy. I want all that.
Now, if that's your strategy, and I like it, mine would always be, all right, if it's a tiebreaker between Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels, you're thinking, okay, red zone at bats, better team, better offense. Hopefully Joe stays healthy. We can't end Jaden. But my thing on that would be, all right, I've got to get Jamar Chase somehow. Like, hopefully I'm picking high enough to get Jamar, and then I've got Joe covered. Now I can get the quarterback I want. But because I've always been, if I can get a piece of him with his number one guy, then then I'm good.
You would take Joe?
It depends where if I have Jamar, I would obviously not double up.
All right, you don't have Jamar, though. Joe or Jaden?
I'm going to take Joe.
Okay.
Yeah. With those weapons and a schedule that I think could work and a defense that could get teams off the field a little bit. But
there's never a wrong answer when you're picking Joe Burrow at quarterback.
That's kind of my point.
I'm just going for, because you mentioned their schedule, I'm curious about Washington, because that can't be very tough either with where they finished in their division. They're probably playing a last place
5 wins
schedule, yeah. I mean, their division is going to be tough, but yeah, they're getting Indy, Arizona, Tennessee,
so they start
Atlanta.
pretty tough.
Yeah.
They start in the division at Philly, at Dallas.
Their first 3.
And then Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Like theoretically, they're 0-3 to start the year.
Yeah, I think he's going to be getting busy again this year, Jaden Daniels. And there's some stuff out there that they may add Stephon Diggs, which I would like, to balance out their passing attack, get him opposite scary Terry McLaurin over there. Then I really think they got a chance.
I don't love their schedule. Get the Rams. They get Houston. Like that's
what's their crossover division?
They're playing the. I'd have to look again. The AFC. Who are they playing? They're playing the AFC South.
Yeah, Tennessee,
and they're
Houston,
playing
Indy.
the NFC West. Maybe. Yeah,
that's brutal.
I know. That's why
AFC West that's a tough draw.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's.
That's not going to scare me off with Jaden Daniels, though. No.
All right. Well, hopefully it'll happen. It'll all land for you right in your lap. Jaden Daniels. We'll come back. Big Ten versus SEC. The poll is out. We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Berm, we're a couple weeks from training camp, which means every freshman looks like a future All-American. Every position battle has 6 winners, and everybody is supposedly in the best shape of his life.
July, the undefeated season of optimism.
I understand why the players are excited. Camp means the waiting is over. You get the plan, your reps, your coaches, and finally find out what all that work can become.
Honestly, that's what starting Awaken 180 felt like for me, minus the dorm room and somebody blowing a whistle at 6 in the morning.
You stop talking about what you're going to do and start seeing results.
I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, and the inflammation and psoriatic arthritis pain in my knees and other joints dropped dramatically.
I lost 50, then another 5 in maintenance, all med-free.
And when you reach your goal, the entire staff doesn't suddenly transfer.
Free support for life, the backbone of the Awaken 180 program.
Have questions? Ask them. Type Awaken 180 in your phone and simply click to call.
Simple, just like losing weight with Awaken 180.
How many of you have had your garage floor done? I'll wait for the answer. Yeah, that's enough. How many of you think it looks like crap? That's because it is crap. One quick call to Comer & Cross Concrete Floor Coatings at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, and they can install a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor in one day. A Comer & Cross garage floor is the gold standard. It's like pulling into a new car showroom every night. And here's the best part. It is guaranteed your garage floor will never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And listen, you lazy bum, they'll even take the stuff out of the garage for you. They're all certified uniform pros. No subcontractors at Comer & Cross. This is a premier product with premier results, and they hired a premier endorser to tell you about it. For your quick and easy Comer & Cross garage floor quote, call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or go to comercross.com, C-O-M-E-R cross.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The most wonderful people in the history of Western civilization. Rothman and Ice, 97.1 The Fan. It doesn't get any better than this.
Cardinals rookie quarterback Carson Beck will start the Hall of Fame game.
That gets you're in the building for that. So you get
against
Kenny Pickett.
KP.
Where's Kenny Pickett at TLC in his career earnings at this point?
Was a first-round draft pick, so that's got to be up there somewhere.
Because he's kind of doing the whole bounce around thing at this point in his career. The backup quarterback, sign here, you sign there. I don't think the money's going to be ridiculous.
No.
Like a Chase Daniel type of run.
No.
Where's Kenny Pickett at career earnings right now?
All right, let's go. We'll say $14 million on his rookie contract plus $4 million for this year, so $18 million in 5 years.
Not crazy, but he's so young that he may be able to just hey, that minimum backup quarterback job for next 5-10 years.
Some guys can hang on like that, man.
That's how you rack up the millions. Yeah.
The NBA also has a lot of guys who you'd be floored at how many years they've spent in the league.
DeAndre Jordan's still getting millions.
I know.
Still.
Brooke Lopez is in like year 18.
Is he the guy? Which one of the Lopez's is on the NBA like post game sitting on the couch? When I'm on NBA channel, who's always in there?
Does he have the hair?
Sure,
that's
the sideshow
that's
Bob.
Robin.
Yeah,
he played 16 years.
Yeah, Robin
wasn't even good.
Robin is a funny, strange dude.
They both are. Yeah.
They got
holy cow.
Deep voices. They're cartoonists.
He is sideshow Bob.
I want to say he's a Stanford guy.
Yeah.
Both of them, did they both go there? I know Robin.
Yeah.
They're both Stanford guys. So they're both smart guys, but they're both different in their own ways. So yeah, anytime he speaks, it's always entertaining. So not surprised to hear you say that.
Imagine being a head coach who gets to start 2 7-footers in your lineup in college.
Yeah. Would you want to be 7'1"? Would you want to be?
If I was that tall, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to be 7 foot in general.
Are you promising me a hooping career?
Yeah, if you're 7 foot tall and you can't hoop, like,
what am I doing?
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You're 7'1", you can't play basketball.
I wouldn't want to be 7'1".
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I watched a documentary on Luke Longley one time, and apparently, like, height was a massive insecurity for him, except for his basketball career. Like, when he was a kid, like, growing up, he was, like, excessively tall. Yeah. And then as soon as he retired from basketball, he was just this excessively tall dude again. And so it's like he had to get into coaching like Team Australia or something like that just to fit in.
All right, so you're 7'2".
Okay.
Not playing basketball.
Okay.
Or you're 5'6" with an Australian accent. What are you taking?
Make it a Boston accent. That's worse.
No, I think the Aussie accent is an advantage.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was pitching it as. You know,
I would take the latter.
5'6" with the Aussie accent.
Yeah, I still think
7'1" and not be able to play basketball.
I could do some things with an Australian accent at 5'6".
Absolutely, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I love being tall, but I don't know if I'd want to be 7'1" without a basketball career.
Yeah, me either, man, because then,
Well, everyone would assume you have one, so you'd have that going for you.
That is true. Because every tall guy that I see, I'm like,
you could always lie.
He had to hoop at some point in time. A lot of the tall guys, I do think that way when I see them. So I wouldn't want to be 7'1" doing nothing with it, though. That's a tough life. It's tough. You know what you can do, folks? Is you can get out there and see Ohio State practice this week, because Ohio State fans, your first look at the 26 Buckeyes is here. Join us this Thursday through Saturday at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center for Ohio State football training camp, presented by Safe Light and Bob's Discount Furniture. Here's the lineup. You're getting T-Bone and Tivers from 6 to 9 a.m. Thursday and Friday. Morning Juice from 6 to a.m. on the Fans YouTube channel. Bishop and Friends from 9 a.m. to noon. And then on Saturday, and Bishop and Friends will be there Thursday and Friday. On Saturday, you'll get Fan Sports Sunday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you're interested in attending, you can secure your spot today at OhioStateBuckeyes.com. Don't miss your chance to be a part of Buckeye Nation's kickoff to 2026. Gates open at 8 a.m. Practice will begin right around 9 a.m. And again, you can get tickets at OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
All right, so the coaches poll came out, and there's already some debate about it. And why wouldn't there be? So Ryan Day's Buckeyes are number 1, 38 votes. Dan Lanning's Ducks are number 2 with 6 votes. Kirby Smart and the Bulldogs of Georgia got 7 votes, but they are number 3. Texas is number 4 with 2 votes. And Notre Dame came in at 5. They got 5 votes.
You have not mentioned the champs. How many
Hoosiers
votes
are 6.
Well, let me see. Let's see.
I don't know if I have their votes. Let me see if I can pull that up.
Be interesting to see. Do you know, TLC, how many first place votes Indiana got?
I do not.
Me either.
I'm going to guess 0. I don't know how many. Well, I guess.
Said Ohio State got 38, Oregon got 6, Georgia 7, Texas 2, Notre Dame 5.
Okay. Well,
Indiana's ranked 6th.
I guess there would have to be as many votes as there are Division I programs, I assume, which is 140. And the total that you just gave
I
us.
guess everybody's eligible to get a first place vote.
I'm going to go non-zero, actually.
Okay.
I'll guess 2.
Signetti vote for his own team?
Probably.
I mean, he's got to be 1.
Probably.
Some coaches do that.
I'm going to
make their guy do that.
Or do you tank your own vote so that way you can LeBradford Smith
fly under the radar a little bit,
and you could say, "Hey, no,"
or you could Liam Cohn.
Hey, why does everyone hate us?
The all regression squad.
They had to get some first place votes.
Well, if Texas only got 2,
Ball State had to vote for him.
Maybe teams that played them
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or teams that play them.
Illinois better have voted for them with the performance that Indiana did on them.
Yeah, they thrashed them pretty good.
Breaks off of them. I'm going to go, they got 7.
So as much as Georgia, more than Oregon, more than Notre Dame, more than Texas?
No, 5.
Well, I want to steer you away.
No. When you said those teams out there, I don't think they're going to get as many as those. So I'll go 5.
Well, I did steer you away because they got 14.
Okay.
Whoa.
They were second in first place votes, but they only are 6th in the coaches poll. So, but listen, this is Pro Football Network's top 25 rankings have the same teams in the top 7. The order differs. Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana at 3, Notre Dame at 4, Georgia at 5, Miami 6, then Texas.
Okay.
And so, but did you see that Clemson, I think, is ranked? Am I wrong?
Clemson, yes, I believe I did, and they're in the late 20s. Let me pull this
23.
up. Yep, there you go. Yep.
Wow.
Ranked
That's
behind
crazy.
Iowa, huh? Because Iowa came, where'd they come in? TLC, Iowa.
22.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. Penn State, Clemson, and LSU were all ranked in the top 10 last year in the coaches' poll, preseason. 3, 6, and 9. All of them lost 6 games and finished unranked. And Franklin and Kelly were fired.
Right.
So 14 coaches voted Indiana number 1.
That's as a reward. That's like, well, they're the
Lifetime achievement.
That's kind of like the idea of, well, they're the champions and there have been 0 football games played since. So they're like, Danny Cannell has this theory of like, if you're the champion, then like you start the next year at number 1 automatically, and it's like up to everybody else to dethrone you.
I think Maddie said it earlier.
Just as like customary stuff.
Georgia is the one that's weird.
Yes.
Out of nowhere to be 3.
Does Gunnar Stockton scare any of us?
Not me.
Not me either.
He's solid, but I'm not like
right.
He's not in the class of the guys Arch, Dante, like Julie. Like he doesn't scare me to that level. When those guys are right, like these guys can just take over a game. I don't see that for him, but
that's part of it for sure. For me, it was watching Ole Miss and Chambliss do what he did to them. Like defensively, that was their calling card. That's where they hung their hat.
Yeah.
And if Gunnar could be decent, their defense is what would keep them going. But
they'll probably pop off early. It's Tennessee State and Western Kentucky right out of the gate. A trip to Arkansas week 3, which maybe they feel some resistance from them. But we'll find out more about them come their week 4 when it's home against Oklahoma. And then it's a stretch of home against Oklahoma, home against Vandy, at Alabama.
Half of the top 10 is SEC.
Uh-oh.
Go win one.
What does Brett Bielema and Signetti have to say about that?
The top 2 are Big Ten. But then the next 2 are SEC. You throw Notre Dame in there. So the Big Ten has 3 of the top 6, and the SEC has 2 of the top 3, but they have 5 of the top 10. And then you throw Bama in there at 11.
Are there only 3 ACC teams in the top 25? Or 2? How many ACC teams we got in this thing? Because that conference is just...
We got Miami and Clemson and quick scan, SMU.
So 3. Okay.
But it's the Big Ten. Right up there, as they should be. And the SEC should like this. They should actually love this. Don't prove them wrong.
Well, we have 6 days to care about this. So let's milk this for all that we got until we do this all over again on Monday when the AP comes out.
That's right. Then AR will come back with a complete breakdown of Carson Beck and Kenny Pickett. Everything that they did at the Hall of Fame.
And we'll see which Hall of Famers he starts rubbing elbows with on Thursday night.
What was it? So we got the Cardinal. Who are you going to be chopping it up with? The Hall of Famers on Thursday.
Kuechly and Fitzgerald.
I would love to see Larry Fitz, and I'd love to see Breeze, but at least going around. I don't know. Who knows?
I saw that Breeze asked Sean Payton to induct him. Did I see that?
Yes.
Did you guys see that video going on? I thought that was pretty cool. Payton got emotional about it. I like that.
So Julius Peppers, Jared Allen,
dog.
Yes,
Vikes.
Mm-hmm.
Edgerrin James, your boy. You saw him last year. You'll probably see him there again if the Cardinals are going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Emmitt Smith, Cardinals.
Emmitt I saw last year.
How tall is he? Can't be that tall, right? Person about 5.
I don't know, Maddie. I can show us standing next to each other if you want to measure it up. dong that up a little bit.
Yes, I will. Give
I'll
me
provide you the picture, Maddie, and you can get out your yardstick. We'll come back and tell the truth. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite too. Extra value meals are back.
Enjoy a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small coffee. Most stores open 5 a.m. or earlier. Price and participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty. Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's likely you've made peace with the congestion that greets you every morning. The snoring your partner stopped mentioning. It feels unfixable, but it isn't. For most, it's a nasal breathing problem that's treatable for good.
I'm Dr. Kandula, founder of Advent. Advent can deliver long-term results in about 20 minutes with simple in-office procedures. We diagnose and treat the root cause of nasal congestion, sinus pressure, sleep apnea, snoring, and allergies. 96% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement, and most major insurance plans are accepted.
Wake up and smell the life you've been missing. The family picnic, the run by the lake, the fresh cut grass. Breathe deep, sleep through the night, and step into every day sharper and more present. It's time for a new beginning. It's the advent of your best life.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Sounds like you heard about our special sale right now, where qualifying installs are 40% off.
Yep, it's why we're now offering 2 windows for the price of 1.
Wait, what was that?
That was the disclaimer. I can make up all kinds of things as long as there's a disclaimer at the end.
I'm not sure that's right, Wilson.
Sure it is. Listen, I can bench press 100 pounds. No, I can't. That's a lie.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Bang! There's a train. Stop signs and crosswalks just aren't enough. Overgrown vegetation makes a bad crossing worse. Almost half of Ohio's railroad crossings don't have gates and flashing lights. Bam! You're dead. Gates and lights save more lives than stop signs or crosswalks alone. Report bad railroad crossings at angelsontrack.org. That's angelsontrack.org. Because bad crossings kill good drivers. Sponsored by Angels on Track, aired by OAB and this station.
Here at The Fan, we love summer as much as the next guy. Fun times at the pool, family vacations, all that crap. But as the dog days descend upon us, it only means one thing. Buckeye Football Fall Camp. Join us beginning August 6th.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Cosby Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, TLC, take us home.
Yeah, so current Browns receiver, I think he's still with the Browns, Malachi Corley. He was with the Browns last year, wasn't he?
That he was. Western Kentucky?
Yes, that part I know.
Because I remember us talking about him getting ready for that Ohio State game.
Malachi Corley is in the news because Devontae Adams was telling a story about him.
So I showed up when I first got to the Jets day one. I came in with my backpack and I'm like, it was the off day Tuesday, so a couple guys were in there. I'm like looking for him. I got $17,000 cash in my backpack, and I'm thinking like this ain't nothing crazy, but like certainly to give up your number as a rookie, like you ain't did yet. Yeah. Like it was like it was week 6, and I think he played 4 plays at that point. I'm like, you have no attachment to this right now. Right. I'll pay for your whole family to get new jerseys, whatever, because they go out and spend their money on it. However many jerseys you need me to buy, I'll do that. And how about $17,000 for the number 17? He said, it's great to have you, big bro. I can't wait to learn from you, but I'm gonna need $1 million. So I went straight to Woody and said, give me 17, bro. And he just took it off.
Oh my goodness. So the fact that he wouldn't give up 17 to Devontae, right? Is that what he's claiming?
Devontae, yes.
And then he said, all right, I'm going to make this nice. I'll give you $17,000 for the number. You're not attached to it anyway. Thought he was going to get an easy yes. And then Corley comes back and says, I need $1 million, jokingly, right? He had to be joking. And then Devontae took that as a personal affront to him and then went to ownership and said, rip it off him anyway. And then he got nothing?
Yes.
So he basically took $17,000 and threw it away by digging in?
Correct. Like DJ Khaled says, congratulations, Malachi Corley.
Oh, no.
You played yourself.
I actually feel bad for him on this. I'd love to ask him, like, when you went back to him for $1 million, that was a joke, right? Like, it almost feels like that had to be a joke. Who would pay $1 million for their number? I don't think anybody's ever done that.
The reason why I don't think it was a joke is because I have to imagine that Devontae in that moment was like, wait, are you serious? Like, I don't think he just said, hey, it's $1 million, and he turned around and said, I'm going to Woody. I would have been like, you're dead serious about this request. And when he did say, yeah, I want $1 million for it, that's probably when Devontae was like, I'm going to Woody Johnson, and I'm just ripping this number right out of your locker.
But you don't think that when he said, okay, that's funny, now what's the number? That Corley just dug in and said,
$1 million or bust.
It's $1 million or you don't get it?
Well, apparently his stance lasted long enough for Devontae Adams to go to the owner and say, just give me 17.
That's why I think he was pretty serious about it.
I imagine this didn't all happen within 5 seconds. Right. I imagine it took like
maybe a day or two.
An afternoon or maybe the next day.
Yeah, who knows?
Like, I doubt all 3 of them were in the same room together. Just went bang, bang, boom. Okay, what even the number?
Right.
Like,
I'm team Devontae Adams on this one. I am. I tried to look out for a young guy, try to hit him with a little change.
He said he showed up with $17,000 cash in his backpack and just like held it in front of him. Hey, man, here's $17,000.
Right.
He said, I'll buy all your family new jerseys for the new number that you need.
Right. I'm team Devontae.
And he said, give me $1 million. And he said, I'm going to Woody Johnson. You're getting nothing and you'll like it.
It was reported last summer.
So good.
That Corley asked Devontae for $120,000. But the number was way off. Adams says he wanted $1 million. So that's a big...
So maybe they did negotiate down to 120.
Now, he wound up switching to 14 for the rest of the year before him being cut by the Jets. And now he's 83 with the Browns. So I guess we can just say he lost a quick $17K.
Yeah.
Or maybe there was maybe he just went way too high. If Devontae would have said, hey, how about $17,000 I got in cash right now, he'd say, 50 and you got a deal. What does Devontae say then? Does he say, nope, 17's the number, I'm going to the boss?
It is interesting that Devontae came in with a set number already in his mind. Like, did he think that I'm not going beyond this 17
I just think he thought it was fun. The number 17, I'll give you $17,000.
For sure.
Like 1,000, like it's kind of a good number.
Right.
He also had it at the ready.
Yeah.
And so I think that in Devontae's mind, he's like, I'm going to do you a favor. Like, this isn't like some IOU, like, here's the money. I'll just hand you my backpack. The money is all yours.
Tax-free.
Yeah. And so I'm thinking, like, if I'm Devontae Adams, I'm thinking, like, I'm doing all the work for him.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is weird, too. Like, imagine if they did negotiate up to, like, $50,000. Then it's like, Then it's like Devontae Adams is doing like a $17,000 down payment with a payment plan for the other 33.
Well, Devontae could have afforded to really give him almost anything he wanted, but there's a principle to this.
But it's also like a jersey number. It's like,
well, clearly it was worth something to Devontae Adams, and Malachi Corley was trying to play that need. Like, the old, all right, how important is it to you? How badly do you want this number?
Devontae Adams
wasn't worth $1 million.
Career earnings $149 million.
But still, no one is paying $1 million for a number.
Nah.
So
it's too much.
But the fact that this kid was a rookie, or was he a second-year guy? I don't know.
Had to be somewhere around there, yeah.
All right, well, there's the story. So he actually played him twice. Once ripping the number, and two, telling the story.
Yeah, he
That's even worse.
It is easy to decipher who it is.
Yeah.
Because he did this thing, which I don't like when people do this, but I understand why. Like I don't want to name any names, but there was a rookie wearing 17 before me. Gee, I wonder, like, how could we ever figure out who that is? Like, the most minor Google search ever is going to get you the answer to that question.
And I have to imagine where Malachi was drafted and all, he could have used that 17 grand.
Well, he could use $1 million more.
Of course. There's Tell the Truth for today. You miss anything from our show, don't worry. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. Just type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the pod as well. Common Man and Timmy getting ready to take over for the next 3 hours. Don't move. They'll take you to 6 o'clock.
I think there's a follow-up to the ownership, too, though.
Woody? Talking to Woody about
that's his number. If he doesn't want to give it up, he doesn't have to give it up.
Well, we know he listens to his son based off Madden ratings, right? He didn't like that story.
No. All right. Great show. Thanks for coming along for the ride. We'll talk to you tomorrow at noon. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch